The following is an exclusive presentation of Turner Sports.
Friday night NBA means 2 on TNT. Game 1, Orlando is in Beantown to meet the Celtics in their new house. For Game 2, we go clear across the continent to Western Canada as the upstart expansion Vancouver Grizzlies host the LA Clippers. Boston Garden hosted last year's first-round matchup between top-seeded Orlando and the Celtics. Boston gave Orlando a scare in the series, but the Magic closed the door on the Garden. And this is the end of the Boston Garden. The Celtics have been eliminated. It's a new season in Boston, a brand new arena, a new head coach in ML Carr, the addition of guard Dana Barros, and new hopes for success as they try to revive the glory days of the Boston of old. Orlando climbed to the top of the Eastern Conference, coming up short only in the finals. Shaq was monumental to last year's success, but the big fellow is out until December. Without him, the Magic have picked up the slack. The NBA on TNT is next. This is Bob Neal from the same old neighborhood, but it's not the same old building. It's the Fleet Center. They have moved from next door's Boston Garden, the 16 championship banners. They've moved the parquet. They even moved Red R back over here. But the basketball team is not the same old basketball team either. And tonight, they will be hosting the Eastern Conference champion, Orlando Magic. The Magic 3-1 on this young season, and they are doing it without their center Shaquille O'Neal. As we told you, he broke his thumb, will be out until the earliest Christmas, late December of this year. But Hubie Brown, interestingly enough, at 3-1, they've picked up the slack from Shaq.
Well, the main guy that's doing it is Penny Hardaway. Over the summer, he added 20 pounds through a weightlifting program. And by the stats, you can see he's off to a dynamite getaway. 27 points, 7 assists, right at 7 rebounds, getting to the foul line, 12.5 attempts. That's more than any player averaged a year ago. Shooting 50%, 78 from the line, doing it all.
Now with Shaq in the middle, of course, they go into the big fellow, spot up, jump from the outside. What kind of change in style do we see with Orlando?
Well, you look at it right now, Bob. They're posting Hardaway and Anderson. They're getting the double teams. They're kicking out. They're averaging 24 threes a game. That would have led the league a year ago. But the slashing is there now. They attack the basket, 38 foul attempts a game. That is a ton. 30 puts you in the top 3. Now, the main problem, though, 4 starters outside of Koncak are averaging over 40 minutes. Will this hold up?
Yeah, lot of minutes. And for the Boston Celtics, the new building, new coach, new players. They beat the Phoenix Suns in this building on Wednesday night. However, the news media, the fans are still pessimistic about this team.
Well, you know, they're accustomed to superstars here. The team lacks a superstar. They're trying to establish a go-to player who can get it done for them in the final 2 minutes of a ball game. When you talk about style of play, if you're going to play upbeat basketball, that's what they're trying to do. Your guards are the main object here. 32, 32, 35%, no three-point shooting. Now, the inside game is not bad. They're missing Purvis Ellison this evening. That's a major loss. He's on the injured list. But it's their building. The people will be behind him. Anything can happen.
And general manager ML Carr looked all over for a new coach. Finally found one that he liked himself. He's only coached. This will be his 4th game as a head coach in any level of play of basketball. Back in a moment after this.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by the complete line of 1996 Lincoln and Mercury automobiles, by the more than 1,170 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Domino's Pizza. When it's got to be deep, it's got to be Domino's Ultimate Deep Dish Pizza.
Imagine an automobile engineered to such precise tolerances, it feels as if it were formed from a single piece of steel. Introducing the all-new 1996 Mercury Sable. The all-new Mercury Sable. Imagine something better.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
In Murray, Utah, a lot of folks like to work on their cars themselves. And they come to AutoZone because they know they'll find quality parts, low prices, great selection, and helpful people like Rick Perry. Now, Rick's been around cars all his life, so he knows a thing or two about looking up parts and solving problems. And whether it's selling new parts or testing old ones, he's always glad to help. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
It's Gus's Guide to the Game. When we're watching hoops, it's all about moves.
Check out my 360 spin.
Ooh, the pickpocket steal. Around the back, three-finger dial. Yes. Gotta be down your nose.
Sweet move.
Any way you slice it, we've got the pizza for you. Ultimate deep dish, classic hand-tossed, or crunchy thin crust. What are you waiting for? Make the call to Domino's.
Yo, you think you got a game? Mine's a rim-rockin', spin-dribbling, rain-making, turn-styling. Try me, tip-in, rebounding, fly-swatting, outta here. 180, 360, tomahawk-wielding, alley-ooping, crossover, behind-the-back passing, mid-air dishing, hang, and throwing it down. You know what kind of game. You want some of that? Bring your best game. NBA Live 96, the ultimate judge on any of these home arenas. If it's in the game, EA Sports, it's in the game.
Oh, if you're an NBA fan, you're right where you want to be for the next 5 or 6 hours. 2 games and Inside the NBA are going to take you into Saturday morning. Ernie Johnson at your service as we get set for the Magic and the Celtics from Boston. Let's get started with the latest bumps and bruises. Dennis Rodman had an MRI in Chicago today. He has a pulled calf muscle. He'll get daily treatment. He's going to remain on the active roster, but could miss 4 weeks. Always a mystery with the worm. Tyrone Hill's going to be out at least 2 weeks after his car was rear-ended the other night. He's still experiencing mild imbalance and weakness in his right arm and leg. The Bullets' Mark Price had surgery on his left foot today. It's termed a success, but don't look for him till February. Chuck Person will see action in San Antonio tonight for the first time since he hurt his back when his seat on the Spurs charter came untracked on takeoff last weekend. And Kenny Anderson's going to miss the next 2 Nets games with a groin injury. Did you catch the fireworks in New York last night? In a playoff rematch, the Knicks beat the Pacers 103-95, but Larry Brown wasn't around for the finish. Now he's going to pay for it with a 1-game suspension and $11,000 fine. In addition, the Pacers were fined $50,000. He wanted a piece of those replacement refs, and the coach is trying to get to him to keep him away. And before he left, from midcourt, the hook off the mark. Still 43 good minutes for Larry Brown, 0 for 1 from the field, and his first ejection of the season. One other note tonight. While the NBA and its officials still don't have a contract and replacement refs are being used, the Ontario Labor Relations Board has ruled that Toronto home games must be officiated by union refs. So a trio of NBA officials will work in Toronto, beginning with Wednesday's game against Houston. When Orlando and Boston go to the break tonight, we're going to bring you the Reebok halftime report, highlights of a 12-game night around the league, and we'll give you an idea of how Vancouver has taken to the arrival of the NBA. But straight ahead, it is game 1 of our doubleheader. Penny Hardaway and the Orlando Magic traveling to Boston to meet Eric Montross and the Celtics. It's next on TNT.
Three out of 4 new car radiators are made of aluminum, thin, lightweight, and under tremendous stress. This year, over 400,000 aluminum radiators will hit, corrode, and fail. Protect your car in the Prestone Zone. The Prestone antifreeze bonds with aluminum, forming the Prestone Zone of dual protection against corrosion and temperature extremes. Don't put your car at risk. Protect it in the Prestone Zone.
Canon. Now you can. Print this. Print that. Make a set. Make 1,000. Print them in color. Fax this now. Fax this later. File this. Scan that. Canon full color printing for everyone on the network. Max power at everybody's fingertips. As your document processing needs become more and more complex, the answer is increasingly simple. Canon has the systems that are the solution. Canon. Now you can.
Come on! Game starts in 20 minutes! Oh my... I'm coming! What is in there? He's looking good! What a geek. Let's go.
Be a fan, not a fanatic. Look your best in NBA Authentics apparel from Lee Sport, officially licensed by the NBA, NFL, NHL, and Major League Baseball. Lee Sport, the brand for fans like you.
The championship banners on the parquet floor have survived the move to the new Fleet Center. However, the history, legends, and images of America's most celebrated team lie here, just 9 inches away in the old Boston Garden, where the rats and the memories are all that's left of an empty building that awaits the Wreckers Ball.
Introductions of the Boston Celtics in the new Fleet Center. That old building, by the way, is said to be going to sit there for like 4 or 5 more years before they have the heart to tear it down brick by brick. Let's have a look at the starting matchups tonight, Hubie.
Well, the big matchups right here will be Anderson and D. Brown, as well as Hardaway and Douglas. Can they stop these two players from posting up and dominating this game?
Nobody stopped them very successfully so far as in his early season. As you see, Jon Koncak, who signed as a free agent from the Atlanta Hawks to back up Shaquille O'Neal, has been starting, but he's been having foul trouble. He'll be playing against the second-year center out of North Carolina, Eric Montross. The lights are coming back on in here after the introduction of the Boston Celtics starting lineup in the Fleet Center. This place seats around 18,500. They've been selling about 17,800 in terms of the tickets. Brian Hill, who was under tremendous pressure with his team last year as they entered the playoffs, took them to the Eastern Conference Championship, but then were swept in the finals. And M.L. Carr, who of course once played for the Boston Celtics on 2 of their championship teams in the early 80s, became general manager here, and when Chris Ford was fired, M.L. Carr hired himself, even though he had no basketball experience, to run this team. He seems to be having a good time, and as he told Hubie and I today, he relies on Don Casey and Dennis Johnson a lot, his assistant coaches. Craig Sager, we hear that they've moved the parquet over. Is it the same floor?
Well, Bob, this place has air conditioning, escalators, suites are rent for $250,000 a year, but this floor is the same. You know, they talk about the old character of the floor. The warp boards are still there, and you know what? So are the dead spots. It's unbelievable.
So they've imported, they left the rats in the old building. They brought some gremlins. Red Auerbach is in his seats right behind our booth, which is part of the building, of course, and the parquet floor. And now we're underway, ready to have the tip-off. It'll be Eric Montross and Jon Koncak jumping it at center. The Orlando Magic without Shaquille O'Neal. Koncak plays at center, and as Hubie told you, they post up their big guards a lot. And Boston's famous this year, or infamous here in Boston, for their little guards of D. Brown, Sherman Douglas, and Dana Barros. They have one 6'6" guard, Greg Minor from Louisville, who will be playing quite a bit tonight. Not a good toss from the referees, the replacement referees, and we'll jump it again from the Fleet Center. Bruce Bell and William Kennedy are the officials tonight. The Magic's Horace Grant to Anthony Penny Hardaway. Healthier, stronger, and doing virtually everything for this team.
Well, right away they're going into Nick Anderson, and you can see the Celtics small guards are going to try to front at the beginning of the game.
Dennis Scott kicks it to Grant from 19 feet. Offside rebound goes to little Sherman Douglas out front. This is what Boston wants to do, is run and spot up and hit the jumper, but that's what they've been doing, missing the jumper. D. Brown with an air ball, and that didn't even reset the shot clock. 10 on the shot clock for the Celtics.
Oh, nice play.
To Rick Fox from Sherman Douglas.
Oh, that was beautiful. What happened there? Fox fake coming off of a screen, and he ran a back door and left Dennis Scott.
Orlando missing, and here comes D. Brown. They are quick. Brown all the way. Montross blocked by Jon Koncak. He will be called for the foul.
We tried to bring out the point at the beginning of this game. It's okay to say we're going to play upbeat basketball, the new philosophy of the Boston Celtics. In order to do that, you have to take care of the defensive board, hold the opposition to one shot, create turnovers, get out in the open floor, but then you have to finish. And right now, the Celtics are struggling during the exhibitions and in the early going, scoring a lot of points because their guards cannot finish at a high percentage.
And Eric Montross, the 7-foot center in his second year out of North Carolina, is shooting less than 45% from the free throw line. He's now 7 of 16 for the year. The other night, on Wednesday night, and here against Phoenix, he banked one of his free throws in. Missed both of them here.
But that's unfortunate because he and Raja, they need them to play the power game because what will happen is teams will just foul them, send them to the line. Now, last year, Montrose only shot 63%.
Into the paint, Penny Hardaway. It comes up short. Montross with a rebound. Rick Fox, who's playing well for this team, is going to take it all the way. It's 4-0. Both scored by Fox. Another North Carolina product.
You've got to get back now because Orlando will run right at you. You can see they're trying to post up. Here comes a double team. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
It's down to 11 seconds as Dennis Scott backs in and scoops it up and in. And the first basket of the night from Dennis Scott, who's very happy with the new contract.
Oh, I would say so. You know, there was question down here. They said, why should they pay this kind of money to a player who has a weight problem and also only shoots 42% for his career? Now, that's the people who are attacking whether they should have given him that long-term contract.
There's the jump hook by Montross, who has his first bucket of the ball game. Celtics 6-2.
Montrose has the hooks, Bob, with either hand.
Dennis Scott kicks it to Grant from 18 feet. Horace Grant, as we know from the playoffs, he has that spot-up jumper.
On all the post-ups, Horace Grant will be stationed at the top of the circle. He'll either look for the jump shot or watch him going down the lane for the backdoor move.
Sherman Douglas, Dee Brown, the guards. We'll see Dana Barros, a hometown Bostonian, who was picked up from Philadelphia a little later in the game. Here is Douglas for three, front of the iron. These players have been shooting poorly anywhere on the floor, from outside three-point or inside. We're talking about the Boston guards.
Sure. Continue to double-team Montrose and Raja and enforce the guards to beat you.
That was goaltending from Dino Raja, and count the basket credited to Jon Koncak.
See, Orlando, they have their roots, Bob. Anytime that you post up, whether it's Shaquille O'Neal or Hardaway, Scott, or Anderson, and you double team, they're constantly cutting one big power player, either Grant or Koncak, to the rim. You must cover him. You cannot fall asleep on that rotation.
Dee Brown, former slam dunk champion, passing it in to Dino Raja. They're going to get Horace Grant for the, I call it illegal use of the closed arm.
But, you know, the rule is that you cannot lay your arm in there. And you can see that that's what they call. You need to put your forearm on the man. You cannot use a hand in the lower back.
We're tied at 6, 9:07 to go in the first quarter. Hubie Brown, Bob Neal, Craig Sager with you from the Fleet Center in Boston. Sherman Douglas on the drive is fouled by Penny Hardaway, his first.
Something that would help the Celtics is if Barros and Douglas could get to the foul line. Now, they've played 4 games so far. Barros and Douglas, who are alternating the point guard, have only shot a total of 8 foul shot attempts. So you know that when they go down in there, they're not looking to score, they're looking to pass.
Horace Grant punches the ball away, but first,
good call.
And that's 2.
See, now, they made 2 good calls. Horace Grant has 2 fouls, and this is putting a lot of pressure right now on Brian Hill. Now, you're going to see, now watch it with the left hand. See, he catches him on the hand. Now, people will say, you know what, right now, you're supposed to, that is not a foul when you hit a guy's hand when he's holding the ball, because his hand is on the ball. But it's called 99 out of 100 times a foul.
Montrose now 1 out of 3 as he hits that free throw. I thought he was a pretty good free throw shooter at North Carolina. What do they extend the lane, or is the hoop smaller, or could it be the thing called a tight collar in the pros?
Well, you know, it depends upon the guy himself. You can see he's definitely lost confidence because every time he shoots it, it isn't hitting in the same place. He's all over the rim.
Koncak down to the posting up Penny Hardaway, splits the defense.
Bob, he only has 7 inches on Douglas, okay?
Brown jams! And this is something Boston wants to take advantage of with their quick guards, and that is one way to do it.
Well, you can do it against Orlando because they do not get back. They are a very poor transition defensive team.
Phoenix didn't get back very well the other night, ended up losing the game here on Wednesday. And it's got defended by Fox. Nick Anderson This is the three. Long rebound to Brown. They're running again. Here come the Celtics. Raja down the middle.
See, in the NBA, if the regular referees were here, you'd never get that call because he was just a step in front of the rim. You know, any time that you are below that dotted line, they're not going to give you that call. Because in the NBA, we've got these high-priced athletes. We have diesel engines. We do not have locomotives here. And that is called a non-call.
Called diesel engines before. Boston up by 1, 8:04 to go first quarter. The steal by Rick Fox. Brown way out in front. A bad pass from Fox. Intercepted by Anderson. Hardaway. Remember, he's 6'8".
Good call.
And the foul.
See, these two young guys, they have an impossible job here tonight. The NBA has difficulty with three proven guys working the ball game. We're asking two young guys to be infallible and then cover a third of the floor that they cannot even see, which is the third away from the ball.
And still no word on progress in the officials' lockout. Hardaway backing in on the post-up. He's been to the free throw line coming into this game 50 times.
12 and a half a game, Bob. And you can see why. I mean, he's going down in there with authority.
Speaking of authority, Montross, nice move inside. And Eric has 5.
Well, he was schooled well at the University of North Carolina. He came out with the hooks with either hand and also the drop steps. That's his game.
Anderson drives, and on the offside, the ball knocked out of bounds. And long two. Orlando with 15 on the shot clock. We have 7:22 to go in the first quarter from the Fleet Center. It's tough getting used to saying that. It's beside the Boston Garden. There, I got it in. 11-10 Celtics. Hardaway, defended by the shorter, 6-foot-tall Sherman Douglas. They reverse it toward Dennis Scott, missing the three. Douglas on the run.
So you've got to get back now. The Celtics will keep this up for the entire game. They have a lot of road runners here. And when they go to the bench, they have quick people. Now, they lack size and power, but they're quick.
Bounce pass to Raja. It is knocked out of bounds by Dennis Scott with 11 on the shot clock. Rogers improved his game this year.
He's a strong player, Bob. Strong offensive player. Averaged 17 points last year, 17 points this year. 8 rebounds, 8 rebounds. A solid player at power forward.
Rick Fox on the drive. Tough shot by Rick Fox. He has 6 points and is 3 of 3 from the floor, and the Celtics lead by 3.
Now, Rick Fox is off to a great start. He's averaging 15 a game for them, shooting over 50%.
Here's that post-up now again against D. Brown. This time the kick out to Horace Grant. Koncak with the rebound. New shot clock. Orlando. Back in the hands of this man. Open for the jump.
Nice.
Good pass. And it was blocked by Raja, but there's the whistle for the foul.
Well, it was a late call. That's why Raja's upset. He thought that he had a shot block. Grant thought that he was fouled. But Grant's been wrong on 2 other occasions.
These days, more and more people are doing things they never imagined before. People who never imagined a minivan could drive like a car are driving the Mercury Villager. People who never imagined how much fun driving could be are driving the Mercury Mystique. And people who never imagined a car could look and feel this solid are driving the all-new Mercury Sable.
Imagine yourself in a
Dig in for 3 days of the greatest war movies ever made and fly into the danger zone with today's real-life war heroes. Operation TNT, all this weekend on TNT.
Take 1. I've always had fun playing. That's what drives me. I mean, I get joy out of just watching basketball. And anything can happen in the NBA. The players, they take it to another level. Every player at this level can do something totally amazing. It's exciting, it's fun, it's just a great game. I'm just a basketball junkie. I love the game.
TBS Awards Saturday. This Saturday, 4 Oscar-nominated movies. The biggest night of movies on the biggest night of the week. TBS Awards Saturday, 8:05 Eastern, Saturday, only on TBS.
And the Boston Celtics leading Orlando 13-10. The Shaqless Orlando Magic. It was on October 24th against Miami. Matt Geiger, who of course is now with Charlotte, commits the foul, underwent successful surgery October 26th to repair a piece of bone which was fractured at the base of Shaquille's thumb.
Yeah, and he'll be in a cast for at least 6 weeks. Now, the difference here, as you can see, they're averaging 5 less points. Well, that's understandable. But the opponents are getting more points, and then a key, their field goal percentage is down naturally because Shaq is always at the top of the league in field goal percentage because basically a year ago, he had 333 dunks.
Were you counting the dunks all year? I saw a little chart. There's Brian Hill, who I think, along with his staff, has done a nice job coaching this basketball.
Oh, they've done an excellent job. And right now, every game, he knows, every game this season is going to be a fight. Now, like last year, you look at them on the road a year ago, they were only 18-23. And that was with Shaq. Okay, so you know that going on the road without Shaq, this team is going to have a difficult time night in and night out.
And Eric Williams has entered the game for the Boston Celtics. Eric Williams is a rookie from Providence. A lot of energy, slasher, and a good defensive player.
Now, they're giving you a trap now. Now, that was a good call because Penny Hardaway caught him with his leg.
That's 2 on Hardaway.
Now, right now, two key players, Grant and Hardaway, with 2 fouls. And what you should do is clear out and take them right off the dribble. You can see he catches them right there. See, that's a foul. Now, whether you think you didn't deliberately do it, but your leg definitely got out there. Now,
already in the penalty.
With both guys,
Brown will go to the free throw line.
Anytime 2 guys of this importance have fouled, you've got to isolate and allow a player to take them off the dribble and take them to the basket. And they'll either foul or they're going to give you the high percentage shot. And you must go to that kind of thinking now.
Scores, Miami having their way with New Jersey. Miami now, of course, with Alonzo Mourning. Detroit looking for their 2nd win. Sacramento, one of the most improved teams in the league, way out in front early. We'll keep you posted on a heavy action, night of action in the NBA throughout the game. Of course, at halftime, doubleheader tonight. We'll be going out to the west coast of Canada after this game for Vancouver.
See, this is one of my pet peeves in basketball. A guy dribbles behind the backcourt. He has no place to go. He jumps into the chest of a defender who has position and is not letting him out. And it's just incredible at all levels how they put the offensive player on the line. That is an offensive charge.
Penny Hardaway, who's shooting 78%. That's his 51st free throw of the year once again. Then down there, all that posting up. He misses this time. He's 1 out of 2 from the line. And it is 14-13. Celtics by 1. 6:08 remaining in the first quarter. And Hubie, everybody likes number 55, Eric Williams, the rookie from Providence.
He's a hard-nosed kid. He never played basketball until junior in high school. He's out of Newark, New Jersey.
And Eric Williams gets the ball from Sherman Douglas and is fouled. They go to the line for 2 shots.
Now, he's out of Shabazz High School. It used to be Southside High School, a great basketball factory in inner city Newark. Never played basketball to his junior year. He was a very talented baseball player and used to play down in Puerto Rico in the summers in all of these leagues. He was supposed to be drafted by a couple of clubs. All of a sudden, he turns to basketball in his junior year. Becomes an All-American at Vincennes Junior College, and then put in 2 terrific years at Providence, led them in scoring his junior and senior year. And remember, they had Dickie Simpkins on that team and also Michael Smith. Simpkins at Chicago, Michael Smith at Sacramento.
And Simpkins is starting for the Bulls now with Dennis Rodman injured. They're saying Rodman will be out, or Rodman's saying Rodman will be out 3 to 4 weeks. Hardaway on the penetration, double clutches, rebound down inside Nick Anderson, the block, Hardaway follows. Anthony Hardaway is rebounding at 6.5 a game. Of course, he's 6'8", and he's down inside a lot of the post-ups. Boston by a point. Penetration by Sherman Douglas.
Now, he was determined. He was determined when he was outside the 3 that he was going to get a shot off.
B. Brown, posted by Nick Anderson. Spins around and gets the easy lay-in.
I say that's candy. You know, we got a candy giveaway going on here. because all they have to do is take D. Brown and Douglas down inside, and they're both giving away 6 inches, and it's a total mismatch.
Offensive foul called on Montross as he steps up here, lays a big body on Penny Hardaway. Talk about the mismatch.
Oh, you can see it right there. 6'7" to 6'1", 6'6" to 6'1". They come with Shaw and Thompson, definitely Shaw, and then they'll come with Barros, Wesley. The only savior is Minor. Minor at 6'6". We'll probably see him. He's been held up with a hamstring during the exhibitions and in the early season, but they love his raw talent.
He's stretching right now at 6'6". He's out of Louisville, second year, drafted originally by the Los Angeles Clippers. 10 on the shot clock, and now David Vaughn has entered the ball game.
But you can see what's happened here. They've taken Raja out, so you lose a lot of size. You come with Eric Williams, so you're playing with 2 small forwards at your forward position. Now, what's happened, the shots have gone up the last 2 times down, and the small forwards are getting overpowered by Vaughn at 6'9" on the other side of the floor. That's just matchup basketball.
So David Vaughn, who plays about 10 minutes a game for Orlando, comes in, gets a basket immediately. We have a 20-second timeout, and Orlando took the lead on that bucket 19-18 with 4:29 to go in the first period. This is last time down.
Well, we're going to show it to you as the ball goes down inside here right now. You're going to see the trap comes. All right, they pass out. See, that's smart basketball. Once they leave the trap, now you're going to see him leave, go right back down inside because now you have one-on-one play. See, that's heady basketball. But once again, from the rear, even though the player's blocked out, they get the second shot opportunity. Anytime that you get double teamed, Bob, down inside in the post, and you do not feel that you can overpower them or split them, pass it out, force the double teamer to leave because they cannot play zone, and then go right back in as the player reposts.
Orlando's taken 8 more shots than Boston, 8 of 17, Boston 7 of 9. But they lead by only 1. Sherman Douglas on the penetration won't fall, and now Orlando runs something they do very well. Anderson from Hardaway. Back come the Celtics.
Well, when you're a point guard and you go down into the foul line area, and you get into the paint, and you miss the shot, you've got to get back.
There's Eric Williams. 6'8", 240 pounds, the rookie driving inside, and he's going to be fouled by David Vaughn.
Well, Eric Williams,
he weighs about 240.
See, Eric Williams, he's getting 24 minutes a game. And what you like is he's averaging right at 13 points. But he's getting to the foul line 7 attempts a game, and he's only playing 24 minutes. So you know this young guy, if you played him, you would say, hey, I'm laying off of you. I'm going to get on your right hand. I'm going to force you to show me that you have an outside shot.
Boston struggling at the free throw line, 4 of 9 with that miss from Eric Williams. You see that those are the numbers for both teams. Williams misses them both. Koncak with the rebound.
Well, the team comes in, Bob. They're shooting 65% as a team from the foul line. It's going to be their Achilles heel all year long because the guys who get to the line are not high percentage shooters.
Now the big guard, Greg Minor, number 9, is into the ball game for the Boston Celtics. Koncak from 18. Run down by Montross. 21-18. Orlando by 3. Boston had led all the way until the David Vaughn bucket by Orlando. Rick Fox.
Clear the side and let Fox take the people off the dribble because he's having a great year and he's penetrating well.
Rookie against rookie. 2 fouls on David Vaughn.
See, this young guy's determined. He's a small forward, but he plays like a power forward. Everything with him is inside the painted area. Now, he's just tested David Vaughn. Now, they can allow David Vaughn to pick up 3 or 4 fouls here. All they're trying to do is buy time to bring back Horace Grant.
Raja, by the way, is on the bench for Boston with 2 personal fouls. I forgot to mention that on his last personal. There's Horace Grant, goggles and all, having to take up a lot of inside space with the absence of Shaquille O'Neal. They say he won't be back until after Christmas. Shaquille said he hopes to be back a little earlier. We'll see. Williams, 6 free throw attempts already. We're talking about him being a slasher going to the line. 1-point Orlando lead. Double team on the pass into Hardaway, and now Fox got him one-on-one.
Oh, nice move.
Rebound Montross, but a whistle. And it's going to be a loose ball foul on Eric.
Now, the last 2 times down the floor, Fox is matched up with Hardaway. All right, now that's good. Except what's happening now is Hardaway is fearless. Now you're going to see him right down inside. When they go down and they ran a curl, and now there's the trap. See, he backs out, no double team, and now he's played one-on-one. He just backs you down. Now he's got Fox, a small forward on him, and he just jumps through the double team.
So Montross has to sit down. He has 3 personal fouls now. And Burrow has entered the game. Junior Burrow, who's a power post player, plays about 15 minutes a game.
He's out of University of Virginia.
There's number 5. That's Junior Burrow. And we have a 23-20 Orlando lead, 2:47 to go, first period. A little less running than I'd anticipated in the first quarter between these 2 teams. Eric Williams. Oh! Yeah, Nick! Not his strength.
Main thing for the Celtics, just get back and try not to give up the easy baskets. Try to get them out of their post-up game and show that they have a perimeter game. Everyone's complaining that these rims are so tight, Bob. Everyone says you just hit, boom, they throws it right out.
This season, the Boston Celtics.
Imagine hearing the call of the road, not the road itself. Imagine having the world at your fingertips. Imagine worrying less and enjoying more. Imagine an automobile so precisely engineered it feels as if it were formed from a single piece of steel. Introducing the all-new 1996 Mercury Sable.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
Nobody is doing better work at better prices than Able Hands. From roof repairs or remodeling for extra living space, to extraordinary bathrooms that can include every feature, even a jacuzzi. From designing the kitchen you've always dreamed about and helping you plan it within your budget, to turning that extra space in your basement or attic into a beautiful and usable living area. So when you're interested in any home improvement or repair, remember, nobody does it better than Able Hands.
We quit. American Oak and Leather is closing their doors forever. $1 million inventory of top quality oak furniture will be sold at liquidation prices. Dining rooms, bedrooms, office furniture, entertainment centers, occasional tables, curio cabinets, bookcases, leather sofas, everything goes. All 4 stores rolled into one. 105th and Marty, just west of Metcalf in Overland Park. Cash, checks, and charge okay, and yes, financing is available. It's first come, first save. American Oak and Leather is quitting business.
This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the National Basketball Association. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
I would like to show you what's going on here. See, they're running a curl move. And as they run the curl move, the Celtics, instead of following the player, are double-teaming Penny Hardaway. Now watch what happens. As the ball goes in, they come back on the double team. But Hardaway frees it right there. See, Hardaway, he takes you away, forces this player here to go find his own man. Now he has a one-on-one, and that's his game. See, in the NBA, you cannot stand there. You got to make a decision. You've got to either go and trap and stay with the trap or go back and find your own man. See, that's just intelligent play by a very heady player. That's why last year, he ended the year, he was the point guard on the All-NBA first team.
And while we were listening to that, Hubie, there was a foul called out here. It was the 3rd foul on David Vaughn for Orlando.
Yeah, but he's expendable. See, they're just trying to buy time for Grant.
Junior Burrow missing, as you see Boston shooting very badly this year. 23-20, Orlando with 2:08 to go in the first period. Trying to post up Dennis Scott on one side. Anderson from long range. Rebound, Junior Burrow. Greg Miner on the floor. Eric Williams, Junior Burrow, Sherman Douglas, and Rick Fox. Small lineup in there for the Boston Celtics. Vaughn with a rebound.
They're getting great open shots, Bob. But you have to make them. And it's so tough in this league to win if you cannot show a perimeter game.
You see number 20, Brian Shaw, is into the game, passing to Vaughn over to Dennis Scott, and foul.
Bad foul. Bad foul because you're in the penalty. The player's not going anywhere. He's got his back to the basket, out at 17 feet. Why foul him? Just let him make the pass.
And now Dana Barros is going to get into the ball game along with Donald Royal. Dana Barros, a Bostonian who came from Philadelphia. Excellent player, and there's a real decision here as to which one's going to be the point guard, Douglas or Barros. Sometimes they play together, but Dino Barros, who's shooting very poorly. I saw him on Wednesday night go 1 for 8 from the floor as Douglas sits down. Dino Barros says he's very uncomfortable making the transition from Philadelphia to Boston so far.
Well, this team is trying to establish a style of play. He's coming from a foreign team. So you know that they're not running what he's accustomed to doing, so he's got to find his niche in their style of play.
He's another little guy, about 6 feet tall. Dana Barros wears number 11.
Oh, somebody's wide open over here.
Eric Williams taking it into the paint, up and under.
Nice.
Eric Williams has 5, making 6 points.
Right now, this Boston Celtic team is so small, they do not have a center on the floor. Now, this is just a nice up and under move, and he's taking it strong to the hole.
Dennis Scott picked up the personal foul.
Well, your scouting report should tell you that Eric Williams runs the up and under as often as he possibly can. He must show you a jump shot. Why would you play him tight?
Yeah, he showed one a minute ago and missed it. Here's Donald Royal, another slasher. He loses control. Junior Burrow going high.
Look out,
Barrows up in front to Minor, and it's tipped out by a defending Dennis Scott with 17 on the shot clock and under a minute remaining in the first period of play. It'll be inbounded by Dana Barros on the baseline.
Dana was just late with this. See, if he could have just looked up the floor without that dribble, they had him.
They're resetting the shot clock as the two officials here tonight are Bruce Bell and Bill Kennedy, the two replacement officials. Both of them come out of the CBA. The regular referee lockout still ongoing in the NBA. They reset the shot clock to 20 seconds and 59.5 to go in the period. Orlando leading by 3.
Well, Celtics are in good shape here if they just make their foul shots and their wide-open jump shots.
Box was open for that one. Decides instead to take it to the basket. He misses the reverse, and Koncak comes down with the board. His 6th rebound of this first period.
That's all John has to do. Rebound, block some shots, play some defense, and everybody will be happy. Now that time, that ball was thrown pretty hard at the referee, and they're lucky. They're lucky they didn't get hit with a tee that time.
That was Dennis Scott's second personal foul. We have 45.3 to go in the first period of play. Boston with an opportunity to pull to within 1. Dana Barros blows it by dribbling between defenders, and then Greg Minor comes back and steals the ball. He'll give it back up to Dana Barros. He decides not to. Now Barros with the ball. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. 15 on the shot clock for the Celtics. Inside to Burrow.
Oh, you've got to finish that.
And Burrow gets the easy lay-in. It's Orlando by a point with 20 seconds to go in the first period of play.
Orlando is determined to trap Barros coming off every screen and roll, so people are going to be wide open here.
Brian Shaw looking for the last shot as they spread the floor. And that 1-4. Shaw backing Barros down. The turnaround from 12 feet doesn't go. And there's a chance for Boston. Minor pulls up the jumper. Yes! All right. That's a 2, and count it. And Boston leads by 1 at the end of a period on the pull-up jumper by the heady Greg Minor, and Boston finishes on a 6-0 run with this jump shot. His right foot hit the three-point line. It's a 2-point shot.
Tuesday night NBA on TNT. In the playoffs, the Magic made Chicago disappear. Now, the Bulls are back with something up their own sleeve. Bulls Magic, Tuesday at 8 on TNT.
In the NFL, there's a forbidden zone, off limits to TV cameras. Till now. Find out how the Cowboys and Vikings prepared for a Sunday showdown. Don't miss 6 days to Sunday. Tomorrow at 8, an NFL on TNT special.
This is Janie Sanchez.
This is the actual phone number called by Janie Sanchez, the number for Fannie Mae, the nation's largest source of funds for mortgage lenders. These are the actual free guides Fannie Mae sent to Janie Sanchez. Step-by-step information on how to choose a mortgage and buy a home of your own. This is the actual home that Janie and her husband purchased.
Hi, honey.
And that's her actual husband. Be like Janie. Call Fannie Mae.
We're not lost.
Boston leading by 1 as we're ready to start the second quarter. On further review, this may have been a 3.
Well, we're looking at it. Just watch where he stops. He stops right in front, and you can see he's not on the line. That was a tough call for the Celtics.
Barros with an excellent drive to the basket and is called for the offensive foul on the hook as he goes inside. And Dana Barros picks up his first personal. Early moments of the second quarter. Boston on the 2 by Minor to end the quarter, leads 26-25.
Boston shot 59%, Orlando 44. Biggest discrepancy is the foul shooting. Boston has missed 7 foul shots.
Anthony Hardaway now with 9 points with that jumper to go down. And Orlando takes the lead in a seesaw battle here at the Fleet Center next door to the Boston Garden. Saved by Brooks Thompson, but he saves it to Minor. 14-footer doesn't fall, Brian Shaw. And we've got a lot of subs on the floor, and both teams playing what you'd call a small lineup. Biggest man playing is Horace Grant.
We have to stay with Thompson now because he's a three-point shooter.
Goes Brian Shaw, not this time. Grant getting the rebound.
Well, Horace Grant, one of the best offensive running, one of the tops that we have in the league.
Traveling called on Anthony Hardaway. The ball will belong to the Celtics, down a point.
Horace Grant has many values to a team. Not only is he a good defender, he's an excellent. He can play his man one-on-one in the post. He's going to score double figures, shoot a high percentage. But the big one, offensive rebounding. He's averaging 5 a game.
Philly, Washington, Miami, all leading in scores in the NBA tonight. We'll keep you posted. Junior Burrow. Nice moves inside. Can't fall. This team shooting 46% from the floor, but even less when they try a jump shot. 29-26 Orlando, 11 for Hardaway.
Do you realize that Hardaway has played 7 minutes now, and he's not been taken once yet on a post-up or a one-on-one move, Bob? He's out there with 2 fouls.
And we're going to get Dino Raja back into the game for the Boston Celtics, and the Celtics get a little bit of size. Junior Burrow's going to sit down. Here's Dino Raja. Raja has been a project for the Celtics. We watched guys like Dave Cowens and Hale working with him when he wasn't even on the roster 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. Slowly but surely he's come into the league and is now maybe their best player.
See right there, Eric Williams had Penny Hardaway posted up and he was screaming for the ball and they went away from him. See, you've got to understand the game right now, and you have to understand if you get Penny Hardaway out of there, this is a major drop-off.
Donald Royal trying to spin into the paint. He's a slasher. Bad pass. Rick Fox running, as are the Celtics. Raja, nice pass to Dino Raja, threading the needle on the diagonal from Rick Fox, and Raja gets his first basket of the game. Hardaway answers quickly. Raja with the rebound.
Well, Hardaway wanted the foul, but they're not going to give you that. See?
Boston has the numbers. Barros. Shaw with a rebound. Inside to Horace Grant. Somebody got a piece of that. And then a piece of Horace Grant.
Well, I was really surprised because Dino Raja is matched up with Horace Grant. Orlando is playing without a center now. Grant's the center. Raja stopped at half court and did not continue down the floor. And what happens is Grant just dominates inside here now. Not only does he miss, Raja is nowhere near the action because he stopped running, and now you allow Grant to get down inside. And the one thing that you know, if you're matched up with Horace Grant, you've got to keep him off the offensive board. Horace, during 8 years in this league, has shot over 50%. He has a career of 53%. But he's also averaged right between 3 and 4 offensive rebounds a game per year.
Horace Grant with 6 points, 5 rebounds. That personal foul, by the way, was the first on Eric Williams. Here comes Dana Barros. 31-28, Orlando by 3, their biggest lead. 9:11 to go in the game. Looking for Raja, posted down low against Horace Grant. Double team, who's he going to get the ball to? Timeout, he calls. Nobody is the answer. Don Casey, M.L. Carr, Dennis Johnson, the coaches for the Boston Celtics. We have a timeout on the floor with Orlando leading by 3.
War movies and war heroes. Dig in for Operation TNT.
We're out of here. No, please keep your hands in the cart. We'll come back for that later. That one needs batteries. You're going to get Daddy in trouble. Excuse me? No, that one definitely has too many parts. We got to go.
If something came out of the sky and said you couldn't have any Anderson Erickson today, what would you do? Huh? What?
AE orange juice rises and shines deliciously. All day. All night. Have some now.
Under this bright yellow cap, inside this distinctive black bottle, you'll discover gold for your car. Premium quality Phillips 66 Trop Arctic motor oil, engineered to the highest standards of the automotive industry. Now in an environmentally smarter bottle, a bottle made with recycled materials. Look for Trop Arctic motor oil in the black bottle with the yellow cap and discover gold for your car.
We'd like to show you the Celtics coming out on a fast break, but keep an eye on Raja and then a defender, Thompson, and watch what happens. You're going to see Raja make the long lead. Now, we're going to hold it right there. You never leave a player who's going for a layup to pick up a player on the other side of the floor. That's just bad basketball. And what happens is you open up a perfect pass situation. Fox, with good vision, sends it. Raja makes the layup.
Boston ball, 9 on the shot clock, 9:02 to go in the first half. Orlando up by 3 points. Barros gets the inbound pass from Greg Minor.
See, they're determined. They trap Barros again.
See, now David Wesley into the ball game.
Shoot it.
Guard. Didn't get it up in time, and since it didn't draw iron, that'll be a violation, sideline out of bounds.
Right now, the Celtics they've run that same screen and roll 4 times for Barros. Orlando has trapped it. Barros has got to come back out, take the trap out, so that you can find the free people underneath.
Inside, Donald Royal. Foul on Eric Williams. That's his second.
Well, Eric is stunned because he honestly thought that he had good position, but the collision happened. Watch Royal here now as he comes up for the shot. You're going to see he thinks he's got good position. Now watch. Boom. Contacting him. Now a little acting went on there.
Yeah, a lot. Donald Royal slashing to the hoop and getting the lay-in this time. And now Orlando with their biggest lead, 33-28, 8:27 to go in the half. Here's David Wesley, third year from Baylor. Greg Minor out of Louisville. Inside to Dino Raja.
Nice. He can do that all night long on Grant because Grant does not want to pick up his third foul. We have too many minutes to go here. We have eight minutes to go, and if they just keep going down to Raja, he'll test Grant.
Donald Royal finds the open man. It's Scott. And the block came from David Wesley.
Try and get it up.
Open man, David Wesley. This is the three. Here comes Hardaway. 3-point lead for Orlando. The lob, open Horace Grant. Raja now's back, but he's too late.
And Raja, very slow in transition defense. Horace Grant, a thoroughbred, realizes this and is beating him down the floor.
7:32 to go in the quarter. 5-point lead by Orlando. Rick Fox trying to get back in the game at the next dead ball. Here's Eric Williams with a quick move, and he draws the foul after beating Donald Royal.
Bob, his first step is quick. Keep an eye on this move. Just watch this. Nice move. There it is. See, he's moving. That ball is out of his hand as he's coming on that crossover step, and he's getting you right on the hip. He's putting you right on his hip, then he explodes to the rim.
And Doug Collins, Detroit Pistons, looking for their second win with an 18-point lead early in that ball game in Detroit. Now we got Junior Burrow back into the game. Greg Minor will go out.
Williams is struggling right now. He's 4 for 8 on the line, and he came into tonight shooting 70%. He was 14 for 20. I think he has better confidence in the line. Just tonight, it's not dropping for him.
Rattles that one home. It is a 4-point lead for Orlando with 7:23 to go in the half. And Williams has 7 points off the bench. And everybody in Boston talking about Eric Williams. They like it. Out of Providence. Double team on Hardaway. Open man, Brooks Thompson. This is the three. Horace Grant knocks it out of bounds. That'll stop the fast break anyway. And Rick Fox gets into the game for Boston.
Now, coming into tonight's game, we said Orlando attempts 24 threes a game. They're only making 7 a game this year. They're shooting a very, very low 28%. So if they have post-up people, you should be double-teaming the post-up people and asking, hey, you've got to make the threes tonight. I'm not going to come out and play you.
Dino Raja showing his strength inside. You know, he's learned a lot of his moves. They're not as good as, but they're similar to Kevin McHale's. McHale might have been back quicker, though.
Well, I don't know about McHale, you know, spent a lot of time with Raja, and he's definitely exploded the guy's offensive game. No doubt about that.
Here's David Wesley on the penetration pass to Brooks Thompson and draws the foul on the drive with Orlando up by 4 and 6.5 to go in the first half.
Any player in this game who can dribble can get to the foul line tonight. We have absolutely no one defending at either end of the floor.
And one of the other things is you don't have any big bodies inside to intimidate either. The Shaquille O'Neal's not there. Montross is on the bench with 3 fouls.
Now, we're going to show you Raja down inside. Now, he gets double-teamed. That was a nice split. He stepped right through it. He has a very nice soft touch. He has a drop-step game. He has the jump hooks. And he's playing with a lot of confidence because he shoots over 50%.
How about this? 24 free throws in the game. Boston 9 of 17. Orlando 5 of 7. Boston 9 of 17. Donald Royal. Doesn't get it to fall, but gets his own board. Stripped away by Junior Burrow to Rick Fox.
You have 4 on 3.
And the pull-up by Dino Raja. Raja getting hot now. He has 8 points to lead all Boston scorers and has not missed from the floor. It's tied at 37.
Rick Fox, once again, still on Hardaway. They'll give you a lot of pick and rolls up high and out on the wings if they do not go to the power game.
Brian Shaw now. Trying to get back in the shorter 6-foot-tall David Wesley. Bad pass, corralled by Thompson. 2 on the shot clock. That's from 40 feet. It almost went down. And Raja couldn't hold on to the rebound, and it's an easy lay-in, and Hardaway has 13.
That's just a bad bounce. Unfortunately for Raja, he could not make a clean catch there. Here's your trap.
Wesley on the drive. Goes down hard. Rebound by Junior Burrow, and then the foul from Brian Shaw, who, by the way, had that basket on the other end. And Orlando now up by 2 with 5:12 to go. Nick Anderson comes in for Brooke Thomas. We're getting a lot of personnel changes from both benches in this game tonight.
See, what you can see right now that they trap again. Will you please make the next pass? See, anytime that you trap, you need 2 passes to open up an uncontested shot. If you make 1 pass, the defense rotates, and then it's up to you. You got to beat a guy off the dribble. You got to force a shot. Make the second pass.
Junior Burrow knocks down the free throw. He's a 70% free throw shooter, averages 6.5 points and nearly 4 rebounds a game. Boston with some pretty good young players. They had some pretty good starting players. They'd be in good shape.
Well, Purvis Ellison, you know, we're talking 6'10" guy here who can rebound, block shots, and score some points for you. He's on the injured list. This is his fourth game. Now, he'll be back next week.
Hardaway's pull-up jumper, rebound Junior Burrow. This is Dana Barros. It's tied at 39. And back to Raja. Looks for Fox on the lay-in. Nice pass on the cutting Rick Fox from the top of the key. And Rick has 8, as does Dino Raja. And Boston has regained the lead. They were trailing by as many as 5. Dennis Scott. Burrow. 8 on the shot clock. Brian Shaw's pull-up jumper will fall from 15 feet. Tied at 41. Hardaway. Orlando with 3 guards. Horace Grant takes the perimeter shot. This is it, rebounded by Brian Shaw. Inside to Hardaway, the jump hook. He was intimidated by Raja. Out front to Barrows. Boston with the numbers. Barrows misses. Wesley with the rebound and back up and in. Oh, barely.
Bad shot, Bob.
Early call by me.
Yeah, no, the initial shot was bad. You had a 3-on-1. When the defender picks you out to play, gives the ball up, the other guy will have an easy layup.
And speaking of easy, splitting the defense, nobody intimidating inside, and it's tied at 43. Long rebound to Anderson. Scott's out on the left wing, spotted up for that 3 he loves so much. Dennis Scott knocks it down. Coming into this game, what are you taking, 40 threes?
Coming into this game, he's averaging 10 3-point attempts a game, shooting 40%.
And Brian Hill says that's okay. I like him to take that.
Well, he said he doesn't force him. That one was wide open.
Rick Fox tried to answer for a 3. Long rebound controlled by Nick Anderson. 3-point field goals. Boston 0 for 7. Orlando just has 1, and that was the one we just saw. Anderson threads the needle, almost picked off by Boston. Barrows keeps it under control and gets the lay-in, and it is Orlando by 1 with 2:42 to go in the half.
Remember we said at the top, they post up. Orlando posts up their guards. They're constantly in the paint. If you can hold them to 1 shot and get the ball out, you're going to have numbers.
And they had to lob to Hardaway, and they get hurt by it. That was nicely defended by Rick Fox, and Dana Barros leaked out, and now Boston has the 1-point lead.
It's there for them, Bob. They just got to decide to double team hard, try to hold Orlando to 1 shot, and then get it out quick.
Here's the pick for Brian Shaw. Rebound Raja. Once again, it's 3 on 4 now, and Dana Barros will hold it out. We have Dino and Dana.
That's good. Right now, make Hardaway play Fox. Oh, my.
Lost it out of bounds. It'll be Orlando ball. Time out of the floor. 1:56 remaining in the first half. Boston by a slim single point.
Celtics fans, Stop and Shop and the Boston Celtics.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Isuzu, makers of incredible 4-wheel drives.
We're not lost.
What brand of rotary tool does world do-it-yourself champ Larry Snyder endorse? Ryobi. Larry needs all this power. Larry loves all these bits. In Larry's shop, there will be no limits. Why does world do-it-yourself champ Larry Snyder carve with Ryobi? To carve like Michelangelo on 100 cups of coffee. He works fast, he plays hard. What Larry sees, Larry carves.
For Special Olympians, the contest can last a lifetime. What they win by their courageous efforts is far greater than any games. They are winning life itself. And in doing so, they give to others a most precious prize. Faith in the unlimited possibilities of the human spirit.
We'd like to show you something. Keep an eye on the passer, Brian Shaw, right here. Once again, Boston is fronting the post-up, but watch what happens when Barros takes off on this steal. Keep an eye on Shaw now. There's the pass down inside. They front. They get the turnover. See, we're seeing this all night long. And what's happening is that people are contented forcing turnovers. They turn the ball over. They're not running back in transition defense. The Boston Celtics have now 20 fast break points. If the Celtics would ever get their game together on the foul line and make a couple of jump shots, they're in business here.
They'd have a double-digit lead. Sherman Douglas back into the game along with Dana Barros. Eric Williams also on the floor with Rick Fox and Dino Raja. Koncak just checked back in for Orlando. 10 on the shot clock. The long-range jumper, rebound, Raja.
Raja and Montrose, when they do rebound, they get the ball out fairly quick. Now it's up to your three perimeter guys to get out and run the lanes and finish the break.
Raja against Koncak, spinning inside. Turnaround jumper doesn't fall. That looked a little bit like a Robert Parrish rainbow shot. Boston by 1. Minute 20 to go in the first half.
Raja likes that shot. That's one of his pet moves.
Double team, open man Anderson inside to Koncak. Good play by Raja, and this time Boston has the numbers. Raja all the way and missed the layup.
Now he's frustrated, no doubt about it. But how about at 6'11", your main man makes a steal at one end of the floor and then takes it the length of the floor. You see, he's got his head down. Nice, strong move, and the old story. Never lay the ball up over the front of the rim unless you are going to dunk it. Use the backboard.
Koncak inbounding to Anthony Hardaway. 13 points, Hardaway leading all scorers. Boston by 1, Anderson. Not this time. Good positioning by Eric Williams, but then Horace Grant, the wily veteran, steals the rebound. And a 7. 26 seconds to go in the half. Dennis Scott, 6'8", posted up to the Dana Barros, and has the easy pass to Horace Grant. Biggest 11 lead changes. 11 lead changes. Orlando now up by 1. They've almost changed again, but Koncak pulls down the rebound and gets it to Hardaway with 23 seconds to go. 3-second differential in the game and shot clocks. 7 seconds to shoot.
Celtics did an excellent job.
Now 5. Hardaway posting Douglas. Look at Orlando dominate the ball. And Dennis Scott doesn't get the shot off as the clock ends the half. Not pretty. Orlando 48, Boston 47. Ernie Johnson in our Atlanta studios coming up next with scores and highlights. Inside Sights and Sounds look at the expansion Vancouver Grizzlies on the Reebok halftime report.
Got a wet spot? Let's go. Right here.
You missed the spot.
Thank you.
At AutoZone, we carry filters for just about every car on the road, and we've got just about any kind of oil you'd ever need. More than 10 brands and 30 weights. But no matter which oil you choose to put in your car, you gotta do something with the old stuff. So just bring your used oil back to us. We'll take care of it. You see, helping you recycle oil, that's just one more reason why there's no place better than AutoZone.
Timex Indiglo Nightlight. With new smaller styles, we have them for women of every stature.
The Reebok Halftime Report is brought to you by Reebok. Come see how the game is played on Planet Reebok.
It is game one of our NBA on TNT doubleheader. Orlando and Boston halfway home at the Fleet Center. We welcome you to our spacious Atlanta studios. Orlando leading 48-47 over Boston. Ernie Johnson in Atlanta with the Reebok Halftime Report. He has not yet signed a long-term deal with the Heat, but Alonzo Mourning's departure from the Hive in Charlotte has them buzzing in Miami these days. They're one of 4 unbeatens a week into the season. Yeah, it's a modest 2-0, but it's the Heat's best start ever. And tonight, Miami Arena the site as the Heat play host to the New Jersey Nets, one of those ever-popular Atlantic Division tilts. Alonzo averaging 14 points in his first 2 games, had 12 points, 6 rebounds in the first half. Kevin Willis having a nice first half. They got a pretty scary front line in Miami as Willis throws that one down, and Sasha Danilovic behind the back to Willis, who had 13 in the half, and Butch Beard in the Nets, a little shell shock down there in South Florida. 73-48. A little shell shock, I say. 73-48 in the third as the Miami lead. They're trying to go 3-0. Sacramento and Indiana playing at Market Square. Very emotional game for the Pacers last night against the Knicks, and they're kind of showing it tonight. Sacramento trying to go 5-0, leading 73-52 over the Pacers. The Charlotte Hornets and the Philadelphia 76ers playing at the Spectrum. That means we get a look at the splendid rookie, Jerry Stackhouse, averaging 25 points a game in his first 3 contests. He had 10 in the first half. Look at the hammer job. Baseline, somebody guard him. And then it's Vernon Maxwell. Late in the half, I'm trying to decide if he's trying to hit this buzzer beater or if it's a pass to the Storm and Mormon Sean Bradley, who knocked it down 70-60. The Sixers with a 10-point lead over the Hornets there in the third. The Knicks and the Washington Bullets are playing at US Air Arena tonight. When you got these 2 guys together, we're talking about the battle of the big men, because you got Patrick Ewing in the Knicks, and you got the big Romanian, George Murasan of the Bullets. Murasan, 31 points and 9 blocks against Charlotte Wednesday. Does not get a piece of this one from Ewing. And then Ewing works on Jim McElvain in the paint. Ewing with 19 points in the first half. And on the defensive end, look at him go to work. Is that a block? No, it's a goaltend. Is that a technical? Yes, indeed it is on the big guy. He's got to watch himself the rest of the way. 83-75. Washington has the lead over the Knicks at US Air. Cleveland and Detroit, the Cavs still looking for that first win. Looks like Doug Collins' guys might make it 2 straight wins. 58-39 in the third as Grant Hill at 21 in the first half. Phoenix and the Toronto Raptors. Both of these teams 1-3. Kind of expect that out of the expansion bunch, but kind of a sluggish start for the Suns. And there's the obligatory team executive eat popcorn shot, Isaiah Thomas in Toronto. Michael Finley, 21st pick in the draft, and this guy has got some serious game. Nice hang time, a 6-point Suns lead. And Michael Finley again, there he is out there behind the arc. Carlos Rogers will never get there. He knocks it down. 16 points in the half for Finley, the Rook, and the Suns leading 98-91. The Raptors will not go away as they play at Skydome. Portland and Minnesota playing at the Target Center tonight, and it's 45 apiece. At the break, the Blazers dominating that season series, as you can see, or the career series against Minnesota. And Milwaukee and San Antonio at the Alamo Dome. And the Bucks, you know, Vin Baker has had double-double in points and rebounds every time out. 4 games this year. They lead at 26-25 over David Robinson and the Spurs. And when the Reebok Halftime Report continues, We're going to give you a taste of what it's going to be like for Game 2 of our doubleheader. Grizzly Mania in Vancouver. We expand our coverage next.
Natural ability can only take you so far. Equipment counts for a lot. I'm always checking out new ideas. You have to stay competitive. That's what I like about Pert Plus. Cleans and conditions in one step. No messing with 2 bottles. I get great results. No hassle, no fuss. Eventually, we all cross the finish. The winners just find a better way to get there.
Pert Plus, great hair, no fuss.
I'm Dave Clark. I'm a big eater. Now tell the court where you were for lunch Tuesday. I was eating a Wendy's Big Bacon Classic combo. You know, 1/4 pound of fresh beef, 3 strips of bacon, cheese, toppings, biggie fries, and a drink.
Sounds like a big meal. Did you finish it?
Every bite.
Really?
Well,
Liar!
liar!
The court.
Isn't it true it was too big for you?
It was too big! Get off the stand.
Wendy's Big Bacon Classic Combo is only for big eaters.
It was too big!
Don't let this happen to you. Cena, Warrior Princess, is the #1 new action series, and critics agree.
I'm not going to ask you again.
It's fantastic.
Suitable for framing.
Cena is one fabulous battle babe.
You're not much for girl talk, are you?
A take-charge female.
I didn't come here to play games.
And TV Guide simply says, we love her.
Give them Cena.
All new episodes of Cena, Warrior Princess. Check local listings for time and station.
You've got the honors. Maybe you'll realize it when you tee off against a background of shining resorts. But John, or when you see dolphins in the desert, it could only happen here. Maybe you'll know it when the afternoon sun from high in an azure sky soaks relaxation into every pore of your body. This is the place. You'll know because your state of mind will tell you. Yeah, you're in a place unlike any other.
Wow, another shipment of stuff from our buddy Gene Locklear in San Diego. Been doing some painting on the basketballs lately. It's 48-47 Orlando with the lead over Boston at the break. Welcome back to the Reebok Halftime Report. Later tonight, our doubleheader continues with the Clippers and the Grizzlies from Vancouver. It's only the second home game in franchise history for Brian Winter's bunch. The first was last Sunday, and it was a night the Grizzly faithful will deposit in the memory bank.
Hi, everybody. Friday night, the Vancouver Grizzlies made their NBA regular season debut. Tonight, it's Vancouver's open house. They host the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Showtime in Vancouver.
Just 116 just right here, sir.
Big night, big night.
Chris Everett Grizzlies and also program.
It's game time. Time to get serious.
Okay, guys. It's our home court. We got a nice big crowd in here. Let's have some fun with it. Play hard.
1-3, hard work team, baby. 1, 2, 3.
Come on, get up, get up! Swing and roll, swing and roll. Chris, come on, Chris, Chris!
Antonio Harvey goes up with a two-handed stop from the foul line, and the crowd comes to its feet. Maybe that'll line up.
Push it, push it, push, push.
Martin still with the ball, takes the jump shot. Top of the circle, buries it. He's feeling it.
Throw it right here to Byron, right? We got 4 and 3 over here like this. 4 dive, that 3 will come up this way.
Still tied. 7, 6, 5. Anthony still with the ball. 3. It's going to be Byron Scott all the way to floater. In and out. The ball. It goes. He sets it in. Drifting. Kept playing. Vancouver is 2-0.
So the Grizzlies will try to stay perfect at home. It's game 2 of our Friday night doubleheader as they host the Clippers, Byron Scott, and the Vancouver Grizzlies. And you know, a guy who's making a name for himself up there is Chris King. Not only did he have the game winner in the home opener, he's the guy who scored the first Vancouver basket. So now you know. Back to wrap things up on the Reebok Halftime Report right after this. 48-7, Magic.
No one leaves till we solve this one. Electricity.
Return the page. Return the page. Return the page.
Introducing SkyTel two-way paging. It lets you reply to a page instantly. Can your pager do that?
I got to return the page.
Call 1-800-SkyTel.
When I get a headache, I just want it gone. But now with Tylenol. 2 Advil work better on tough pain, and not with Excedrin. That's aspirin with the ingredient in Tylenol and caffeine. I don't want that. I'll go with Advil.
Advanced medicine for pain.
From the people who invented insulation comes a new invention.
Owens Corning's Miraflex insulation is totally unprecedented. Not only is it ultra-compacted for a user-friendly handling quotient, but Miraflex, a bi-component fiber with a random twist, provides a virtually itch-free surface environment, which means it's as soft as a baby's bottom.
For a free sample of Miraflex fiber, call 1-800-GET-PINK.
Back here in our Atlanta studio, as the Reebok halftime report winds down, a long night ahead here on TNT, a Friday night doubleheader. Let's update a game for you. We talked about the Toronto Raptors and the Phoenix Suns. That game is now winding down, about 30 seconds to play, and the Suns trying to hang on and end a 3-game road trip at 2-1. They lead at 107-100 late in the game. The Denver Nuggets and the Utah Jazz, that is early, I'd say, and the Jazz trying to go 4-1. The Nuggets have yet to win, Denver trailing 9-4. Later, the Seattle Supersonics and the LA Lakers will play at the Great Western Forum about 10:30 Eastern Time. We'll wrap the whole night up later tonight on Inside the NBA, all the highlights. In fact, so many highlights, you'll be begging us to stop. Coming up from the Fleet Center, it's the third period. The Boston Celtics trailing the Orlando Magic, 48-47.
The Reebok Halftime Report has been brought to you by Reebok. Come see how the game is played on Planet Reebok.
Everyone on my list loves movies. That's why I go to Suncoast. They have the classics, sci-fi, action thrillers, holiday movies. At Suncoast, I got something for everyone. And one thing for myself.
There are over 10,000 great movie gifts at Suncoast, like the top movie dramas When a Man Loves a Woman, Quiz Show directed by Robert Redford, or Legends of the Fall starring Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins. These and hundreds of other titles are on sale now at Suncoast.
That's too long to suffer with heartburn.
Mylanta users discuss Tagamet HB.
You want relief fast? Mylanta works faster.
That's true. I can't wait for Tagamet HB to work. Mylanta is faster.
Besides, my doctor said Mylanta.
It's simple.
Yeah?
Hyperkeratosis? Symptom: persistent, itchy, flaky scalp. Solution: Neutrogena T-Gel. It works. Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo.
Before making any rash medical decisions in the middle of the night, you might want to call us first. Ask a nurse. Registered nurses waiting to answer your questions 24 hours a day. A free community service from Shawnee Mission Medical Center.
Nobody is doing better work at better prices than Able Hands. From roof repairs or remodeling for extra living space, to extraordinary bathrooms that can include every feature, even a jacuzzi. From designing the kitchen you've always dreamed about and helping you plan it within your budget, to turning that extra space in your basement or attic into a beautiful and usable living area. So when you're interested in any home improvement or repair, remember, nobody does it better than Able Hands.
The first half had 11 lead changes. At intermission, it was Orlando by a point. And with me, ML Carr, head coach at halftime. Obviously, the up-tempo game was working, but what are you telling your team to work on here in the second half?
Well, obviously, we are getting out on the break, and that's our style of ball. We also have to get back on defense because Orlando like to run the ball. The key to this game is rebounding. We are rebounded by 11 rebounds in this first half. That's unacceptable. We'll get the job done in the second half on that.
Okay, if Boston keeps, obviously, Orlando off the offensive board, as Hubie Brown said, they're off and running. Let's go back to Bob.
All right, thank you, Greg. At the table now with Hubie Brown, 31-20. Orlando out rebounding Boston. Also, the free throw percentage is very low. I just look over here, and the free throws for Boston, 11 of 19. If they rebounded better and hit the free throws, Boston has a substantial lead in this game, probably.
Said. The guards are only shooting 33%.
Yeah.
They've missed 8 foul shots. Horace Grant has 4 offensive rebounds. Orlando has 11 offensive boards. If Boston takes care of the defensive board and the guards start to finish some of these plays and then they make their foul shots, it's a very winnable game. But If I'm Orlando, I'm concerned about this team on the road because they are playing a very passive game.
Yeah, they had a real problem on the road, you may recall, last year as they went in to finish the season before finally getting it together in the playoffs and going all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's take a look at some highlights here.
You're going to see Penny is splitting the double team right now, going strong to the rim. At the other end of the floor, we're going to show you now Boston in a wide open, fast break situation.
And Hubie, we're having problems with your microphone, so while we make a change here, we'll take a look at that fast break. It comes off the turnover and the leak out to Boston and the Celtics run. This is Rick Fox handling the ball well and making the nice pass inside to Dino Raja, who hits his pull-up Robert Parrish-style jumper. The Boston Celtics are trailing by 1 at the half, 48-47. You take a look at the shooting here. Look at the free throws and the three-point shots. The Celtics 0 for 7. The Magic have only 1 of 7. That was Dennis Scott. And the rebounding, that's what ML Carr was talking about, being so concerned about. 31-20. And on the offensive boards, the Magic 11-3 out-rebounding the Celtics. And we're just minutes away from tip-off to start the second half here with Orlando leading it 48-47. Remember, on Wednesday night, Boston got Phoenix in this building, 113-109. The leading scorers here is Raja and Fox with 8 each, and Eric Williams off the bench, the rookie from Providence, playing very well with 7. And the Celtics have stayed in the game with balanced scoring. 13 points for Anthony Hardaway leads the way for Orlando. Horace Grant has 10. Dennis Scott has 9, and off the bench, Brian Shaw has 6. Underway with Sherman Douglas, Rick Fox, Dino Raja, Eric Montross, and D. Brown on the floor for the Celtics. Remember, Montross with 3 personal fouls, and we get Koncak with a very quick one here to open this game, and that'll be 2 for John to open the second half.
Well, I think you have to like their game plan, and that is power basketball. Go down inside, let Raja and Montross work and see what they can do. And up until now, we're getting fouls, we're getting easy shot attempts.
Here is Dino Raja, has 8 in the first half, being played by Horace Grant. D. Brown gets the pick and the pull-up jumper from 18. D. Brown on the baseline over Nick Anderson, and D. Brown has 4 in the game.
Yeah, he's 1 for 3. Now that's highly unacceptable for one of your top scorers, that he only has 3 shot attempts in this game.
Nick Anderson thought about the 3. Now he dishes to Horace Grant, stripped away by Eric Montross and hauled down by Dino Raja. Celtics up by 1.
Well, there's no doubt about the Celtics' effort, Bob. They're out here really hustling and scrapping, trying to double team, and they're doing a nice job in the passing lanes.
Rick Fox is posted down low against Scott. Raja is going to drive and hit the miss, a little jumper in the paint, and Horace Grant pulls down his 9th rebound. 10:46 to go, early third quarter from the Fleet Center in Boston, right next door to the old Boston Garden. Matter of fact, as Craig Sager said at the beginning of the game, they're only 9 inches apart. That's how close this new building is.
Well, I like that strategy. Double team the post-up people quick and force Orlando to make the threes. Right now, they're 1 for 8 in this game so far in three-point shooting.
That was a great save by D. Brown on the bad pass. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Montross trying to get in the paint. Now 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Raja's pull-up jumper.
Oh, he can make that. He can make that 17 to 18-foot jump shot.
Dino Raja with 10 points, the first Celtic in double figures, and we're 2 minutes into the third quarter. Boston with a 3-point lead. Dennis Scott will take that 3. That's his 2nd of the night.
3 points.
Tied at 51. Rick Fox is going to shoot over Dennis, who didn't show him much defense there. Fox pulled it up and knocked it down, and now Fox and Raja both with 10 points. Boston by 2.
Well, Rick Fox is having a nice game. He's got 10 points, 4 assists, and 4 steals. Now he's down inside right now on Scott.
Knocked that one away.
Well, he's a very active defensive player, and he's always been a good substitute. This year he's getting an opportunity with Dominique Wilkins going overseas to play in Greece, and also Xavier McDaniel going over to play in Greece.
Here's off the curl. Dennis Scott pulling up and knocking it down. It's tied at 53 out of Georgia Tech. Talk to the young Georgia Tech point guard, Stephon Marbury.
just the other day. Of course, he's had brothers who've played in college before, and I found him very impressive mentally with a great attitude down for Bobby Cremon, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Well, you're talking about a great talent. He's got it all because he can score, dribble, defend, and he has range.
And his head screwed on pretty good. I found that very impressive. Rick Fox is called for the foul. That's his third. And Nick Anderson, will he ever, Hubie, will Nick Anderson ever live down, as good a player as he is, the missed free throws last year in the playoffs? Well, that's every time you see something written about him, they write that.
Well, that's unfortunate because Nick had a terrific season last year, and he was the first nugget in its place when he came out as a junior. He was the first major player that they drafted and has really made heavy contributions here. He had a sensational year, but you know what? They win a couple of rings down the road here right now. All of that's forgotten.
You got that right. Eastern Conference champions last year. Rick Fox on the drive.
Yeah, I always have a big thing about that. That was only one game. It isn't like they lost the 7-game series. You know, they were swept. It was 4-0.
Exactly.
So, I mean, how people, you got to get off an issue like that once in a while. And it wasn't only his fault. They just fell apart. They shot 28% in that series in threes. They took 33s a game. That was 1/3 of their offense.
Montross short arms the rebound. It doesn't go down. Now Orlando up by 2 with a chance to build on that lead. 8:26 to go in the third quarter. The fadeaway from Dennis Scott. Raja can't control it, but Horace Grant knocks it out of bounds. It'll belong to the Boston Celtics.
Well, Scott is feeling it right now. He's 5 for 8 on shots, and anytime he gets on the roll, he's going to put it in your face.
Leads all scorers with 14 points, does Dennis Scott. Carrying 3 personal fouls. Eric Montross carrying 3 also for Boston.
Well, Scott's up this point total this year. He's right at 21 points a game.
Trying to post Raja against Horace Grant. 10 on the shot clock. There's that little pull-up jumper won't fall. Another McHale-looking move. Jon Koncak with the board. That's 8 rebounds for John. Hardaway trying to get it down low. Pitches to Nick Anderson. Almost stolen by Koncak. Rick Fox is going to get the basket and the foul on Nick Anderson. A 3-point play or opportunity coming up with the game tied at 55.
Well, that was a nice recovery by Douglas, and then finding it. That's the most difficult pass to make. Watch this. This is what you call a same plane pass. It's difficult to gauge the speed of the guy, and he just laid that right over a defender. Beautiful pass.
I thought same plane was when you and I took the
yeah, sure. Right.
Same flight. I learned something every night. Tied at 55, 7:42 to go in the third quarter.
They just brought Scott around a double screen.
Rims that one out of there. Horace Grant battles for it. Koncak, 9 rebounds now for Jon Koncak.
They're just killing them on that offensive board. 15 in a game is a lot. They already have 13 in this game.
Here's Penny Hardaway inside to Koncak. Loose ball fouled. It's going to be on Boston, on D. Brown.
Well, what's happening, the small guards are getting caught in their rotations down inside. They then are expected to rebound against the front court players, and there's no way that can happen.
7:15 to go in the third quarter. New shot clock, 18 remaining on the clock. Tied at 55. Dennis Scott against Fox. Good help from Raja. Another block. Montross outlet to Sherman Douglas, but look at Penny Hardaway. Can't save it. It'll belong to Boston with 19 on their shot clock.
2 beautiful blocks by Raja. Penny Hardaway, heads-up play. Never throw the ball inbounds underneath your defensive basket. That would have ended up in. There's your second block right there. Montross kicks that ball out to start the fast break.
How about Orlando? No blocks at the half. That's an indication of the absence of Shaquille O'Neal. Douglas on the drive. Loses it. D. Brown. Boston now 0 for 9 from beyond the arc. Dennis Scott.
Dennis Scott is feeling a good timeout right now by M.L. Carr. See, coming into this game, you have to understand, the Boston Celtics are not a big three-point shooting team. 11 in 3 games. They've only made 2, 17%.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth, and by Chevrolet Trucks.
Hey, Benny, what do they call these shoes anyway?
Air Penny.
So who you guys playing tonight anyway?
Minnesota.
Oh, Los Lobos. I guess you're going for the big numbers tonight, huh? Now I want you to work them inside, work them outside. I'm sensing triple-double here. Now, Penny. I want you to say hello to my man Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, Garnett. We went to high school together. Tell him little Penny from the science club says hello. Can you do that for a brother?
With the Vortec engine in a Chevy S-Series, you can go around the world 4 times before you have to stop for a tune-up. Have a nice trip. Chevy trucks, like a rock.
I didn't grow up around here. My old neighborhood seemed like a million miles away. And when I got here, I wasn't greeted with open arms. So I did what I had to do. I fought back by walking away. In front of everybody, I walked away. Peace.
The Orlando Magic leading Boston 57-55 with 6:38 to go in the third quarter. Dennis Scott with 16 points. Here's the Chevy scoreboard. Other action tonight. Philadelphia way out in front of Charlotte. That's late in the ball game. Washington with a narrow lead. And the rest of the league, you see Miami hammering New Jersey. Cleveland struggling to score points, and Detroit on their way to what would be their second win. And Sacramento at Indiana minus Larry Brown. Portland and Minnesota in a close one. Chevy scoreboard. This is, by the way, tonight, the first sellout in Fleet Center history, 18,624. Norman Douglas, double clutch, won't fall. Hardaway. Look at that pass to Dennis Scott for 3. Looked at Anderson, hit Dennis Scott, who nailed the triple, and that's a 5-point Orlando lead.
He has the feel right now. He's on a roll. He's 3 for 4 from three-point land. We told you he's averaging 10 attempts a game. See, right now, that was a cardinal sin of basketball. Fox had a chance to kick that ball before it went out of bounds. You never let the ball go out of bounds and then allow the referees to make a decision. Just take the ball. You know you have it. He's relying on the call that time.
Yeah, Rick Fox made the call, and it was the wrong one. So the Orlando Magic get the ball and a foul, and they have a 5-point lead with 5:43 to go here in the third. That's on D. Brown, his second. Rick Fox has 3 personals. Montross has 3 personals. Nobody else with more than 3 for Boston. Koncak and Scott carry 3 for the Orlando Magic.
Anderson has 2 shots for the Magic.
This is the first of a doubleheader tonight. We'll be going out to the west coast of Canada. The LA Clippers playing well against the Vancouver Grizzlies, who are 2-0. Chip Carey, Dick Versace, and Reggie Theus will have the game for you immediately following the Magic Celtics game.
Now, Nick Strickle is struggling from the field tonight. He's only 2 for 9.
Montross with the rebound. The Grizzlies, I said 2-0, of course, are 2-1. They got hammered the other night. 5-point lead by Orlando. 5:36 to go in the third quarter. Eric Williams into the ballgame along with Greg Minor for the Celtics. Blocked as Raja spins inside. Nick Anderson knew what move was coming.
Oh, I didn't see. That's his pet move. And that was beautiful defense by Nick. Great anticipation as he's coming down now on the double team. They know that he loves to do that reverse move.
That was the first Orlando block. Dana Barrows pulling up for the 15-footer from the left side. And Orlando up by 3. Barrows now with 6 points. Anderson posted Barrows. Open man, Horace Grant. Koncak with another offensive board. And a Scott with another triple. He's 4 out of 5 from downtown. rebound and has 22 points in this game.
Well, the offensive rebounding just killing the Celtics. Because every time that it's happening in this half, Dennis Scott is coming through with a three-point shot. Now they have 14 for the game right now.
8 on the shot clock. Eric Williams looking to penetrate. He leans in from 14. Montross with the board. And the putback. 4-point Orlando lead.
Now that's only their 5th second shot attempt.
Inside to Hardaway. Barrows, open man, and the ball is going to go across half court, but it was touched by Boston.
Oh, my.
Koncak.
Once again, they get hurt with a second shot attempt. See, the referee in the backcourt ruled that the ball was tipped. That's why he did not call a backcourt call.
Dana Barrows being defended by Penny Hardaway down inside to Raja against Horace Grant. Raja up and under. Draws the foul. That's the Kevin McHale move. Kevin had about 6 pet moves. I think Raja has about 4.
Well, Raja has a nice game, but he does everything in slow motion. Plus, he does not have the fadeaway shot that made McHale so dangerous. If you notice, if he doesn't take the hooks, he'll do the up and under and come right back into you looking for the contact.
Now, is that replay in regular speed or slow-mo there?
No, we didn't use slow-mo.
Dino Raja.
That's why I said Larry Bird and Robert Parrish played in slow motion. We never had to use the slow motion camera. Unfortunately, they read the defense as well as 2 guys ever in the history of the game.
Robert Parrish still playing at 42 years of age in Charlotte. Charlotte, pretty nice looking team even after the loss of Alonzo Mourning. They're losing tonight to Philadelphia, though, by 10 late in that ball game. Charlotte. Horace Grant for 19.
Right now, in this quarter, Penny Hardaway is saying, double team me. I'm hitting the top. Grant, if you're open, great. If not, rotate it to the second pass. Anderson will be open. Penny Hardaway now with 8 assists.
6-point Orlando lead. Open is Raja. Going to take it to the hoop. There's a little baseline floater. Montross was outpositioned by Jon Koncak. Hardaway.
He's on fire now.
Scott misses. Tip. Horace Grant. And Horace Grant has 14 to go with 13 rebounds.
That's his 5th offensive rebound, Bob. He's averaging 5 in the first 4 games. And let's face it, that is the big difference in this game.
And the Boston Celtics now trailing by their largest margin of the game, 69-61, 5 on the shot clock. Montross with 3 on the shot clock. Raja keeps it alive, and we have a loose ball foul on Boston. It's on Eric Williams, and we have a timeout on the floor with an 8-point Orlando lead.
Bulls Magic, Tuesday at 8 on TNT.
Introducing the most powerful line of engines ever in a Chevy truck. Vortec. Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
If you refuse to be seen in flight, looks as I do, Verilux from Island Optical is the perfect disguise.
Hi, I'm Ron Havlin of Island Optical, inviting you to come in for a free Verilux demonstration. These are typical bifocals with a typical bifocal line. While these are showing no lines at all, featuring Verilux lenses from Island Optical, with many designer frames on sale at 50% off.
For vision beyond bifocal, I choose Verilux from Island Optical, the quality disguise for your eyes only.
A lonely road, a traveler, a friend. I try to share beyond the journey then. AAA insurance for all your love and know. Bring the security of AAA home.
For auto, home, life, and health.
Bring the security of AAA home.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. This is the situation at Market Square, folks, and it is ugly as the Kings play the Pacers. Dale Davis, Michael Smith getting into it in the paint. Strangleholds on both sides, and there is a punch thrown by Michael Smith. Watch one of the replacement referees right here. It's taken right out of frame. Mayhem at Market Square between the Kings and the Indiana Pacers. I can see some suspensions in the offing. Now back to Boston.
And here, there's been no fight, we're happy to report. Orlando, there was one last night in the hockey game. Orlando 69-61 with 2:44 to go in the third quarter. Dennis Scott slid out of bounds. As you look at the second effort there, and as you've been talking about with Orlando and the difference over Boston, and Dennis Scott stays in the game. It looks like he did something when he slid out of bounds there to his shooting hand. Stayed in the game, though.
It's inside on the heavy part of your hand.
Hardaway has it blocked. That was a nice play by Dino Raja. But the whistle. Greg Minor is called for the person. His second.
Well, Penny Hardaway, excellent with the spin move. You could see he caught him thinking he was going to make a move to the middle of the floor. Anytime that you're a post-up player, if you can go baseline and then finish, if not, make passes, you're just so difficult to defend, and that's what Hardaway has in his game.
Penny has 14 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and he's not been to the free throw line very often tonight. Remember, coming in tonight, he had 50 free throw attempts. Tonight, he's 3 out of 4.
But you know what, Bob? He's shooting up over the top of these guys, and they're not fouling him. They're just saying, you know what, we'll give you the high percentage shot.
And he's getting it.
That's
and
right.
This is Orlando's biggest lead, first double-digit lead of the game, 71-61 with 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Rick Fox on the drive, gets the basket, and the foul is on David Vaughn.
You know what's interesting? David Vaughn looked out to the top. Watch him change his head. Watch him. He turns his head. Fox says, what is this? Boom, I'm gone. Why would you turn your head? Your man has the ball.
Because a veteran player said, hey, David.
Someone said, hey, because he definitely turned his head, and Fox just said, this is a gimme.
Hey, David, over here. Vaughn tonight, 5 minutes, 4 fouls. 71-64, Orlando now. That three-point play cutting into it. The lob inside broken up by the leaping Greg Minor, and leaping is something he does well.
Jeff Turner is out with knee problems right now on the injured list for Orlando.
Medial meniscus.
That's right. David Vaughn has a chance here now to get primetime minutes. So he's got to start making a big contribution because the minutes are here for him.
Vaughn missing the jump shot. The tip in with the left hand of Dennis Scott. We told you he scraped his right hand going for a ball that went out of bounds. Dana Barros for 3.
That's his shot.
He has 9.
Oh, that's his shot. That's not last year. He averaged 21 a game. Played in the All-Star game. Was voted most improved player in the league.
That was the first 3 for Boston. They're 1 of 10. Now they've posted Hardaway again. This time, though, the 6'6 Minor is on him. Doesn't matter. 6'8 Hardaway knocks it down. He has 17.
Well, Penny just shot right up over the top of that trap. Barros was down in there like a little gnat.
Hunter tries to answer from the free throw line. David Vaughn with the rebound out to Brian Shaw. 8-point Orlando lead, 1:11 to go in the third quarter. Dennis Scott has been the man here, and we've got the foul on Rick Fox.
A good hustle by Fox. We told you earlier, he's had 4 steals in this game. Now, he was up muscling, and he got caught for the foul. Naturally, you're at home, you're looking for a little steal, possibly get out in the open floor. But you could see there was contact.
He says, I got ball first. Dennis Scott has 15 points in this quarter. To the free throw line for a pair.
Well, Dennis has the record in Orlando for points in a quarter. Last spring against Milwaukee, he registered 20 points in a quarter. Now, a lot of people would think, well, now, wait a second. I'd take Shaquille O'Neal or I'd take Hardaway in that stat.
Yeah, but no. And Dennis, that was his 16th point here. This will be 17 if he knocks it down. Has a total of 25 in the game. With 1:06 to go in the third quarter. So that's 17, only 3 below his record of points in a quarter with 1:05 to go. All he needs is 1 more triple to tie it. And believe me, he'll take it if he has it. Here's Eric Williams. Quick inside block. Is it Hardaway got that?
Hardaway blocked the shot, but isn't it interesting? Dennis Scott is laying off of Williams 8 feet, and that's how you should play him. Make him take the outside shot. Now, watch that swat come in right there. Now, that was beautiful. What have we noticed so far? Eric Williams does not pass the ball very often.
Greg Minor didn't pass the ball very well. He was looking for Raja, and here comes Orlando with a 10-point lead and possession with 40 seconds to go in the third. Shaw. Rebound, Greg Minor. You got to think Greg Minor's going to get more playing time with these tiny Boston guards.
Well, I think once he gets himself in physical shape, Bob, he missed the majority of the exhibition season with hamstring problems.
That was Hardaway again. You know, every phase of Penny Hardaway's game has been exceptional here in the early part of the season. He has done what you ask stars to do in injury situation, and that is step up and take the slack.
Plus, he's playing over 40 minutes a game.
They have a lot of people playing over 40. Dana Barros inside to Montross. Can't get it up, but here comes Barros in and out of there. Montross couldn't keep it alive. 9.7 remaining in the third quarter. Celtics have it with 9.7 seconds.
Orlando continues to trap Barros on every screen and roll. The Celtics have poor spacing. Barros does not know where to go for the pass once he's trapped.
With 3 seconds, Barros tried to make the pass. 1 second. Koncak didn't need the pass. John could have pulled the trigger at half court. Nevertheless, Orlando leads at 77-67. 12 minutes of basketball remaining in this game. Orlando outscores Boston 29-20 in that period, behind 17 from Dennis Scott.
If you were to make a list of the safest towns in America, at the top of that list would be Eau Claire, Wisconsin. If you were to make a list of cars with the most standard safety features for the money, at the top of that list would be the Chevy Cavalier. So if you lived in Eau Claire and you drove a Cavalier, would that make you one of the safest people in America? Probably not, but it's a good start.
It's Gus's Guide to the Game. When we're watching hoops, it's all about moves.
Check out my 360 spin.
Ooh,
The pickpocket steal.
around the back, 3-finger dial. Yes. Dominoes.
Sweet move.
Any way you slice it, we've got the pizza for you. Ultimate deep dish, classic hand tossed, or crunchy thin crust. What are you waiting for? Make the call to Domino's.
What's the objective here? Get the bad guy, right?
You'd never guess they were family.
This is your brother?
Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
You'd never know they were cops.
You're not gonna hit him. Why not? Because I'm gonna hit him.
But beneath the streets, they ruled the rails. Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson, Money Train, rated R. At theaters November 22nd.
How many times I told my dad to see a doctor. He was stubborn. But the pain in his stomach just wouldn't go away. He had to go. You should have seen the relief on his face when the doctor said Mylanta.
Mylanta is fast, soothing relief. In fact, even with all the new heartburn medicines available today, doctors recommend Mylanta most for heartburn and acid indigestion.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Boston, Massachusetts, in the new Fleet Center. Scoring by quarter. You see Boston decreasing, and Orlando gets 29 in the third.
Well, we can see right now Boston's struggling, only shooting 42% for the game. They are 1 for 11 in threes. They've missed 9 foul shots. And then the big problem, 16 offensive rebounds for Orlando in this game. 15 is a ton for a full 48 minutes.
Into the paint. Nice play by Brian Shaw. That's the biggest lead of the game for Orlando, 79-67. We have 11:30 remaining in this contest from the new Fleet Center. The lob inside to the leaping Greg Minor, but once again, interior defense from Orlando. They've out-rebounded Boston and outplayed them inside on both ends of the floor. 15 on the shot clock. Eric Williams inbound.
Well, the first half, Orlando definitely was playing like they were asleep, sleeping, and just could not get anything going.
There's that quick first step from Eric Williams, and he draws the foul as Vaughn had to step in and help out. If that's on Vaughn, that'll be 5.
I'll tell you, though, that first step is big time. He just blows right by his man. And I don't care who's guarding. They can have a 6'9" guy or a 6'5" guy. He's taking everyone off the dribble. And then if you are slow on the rotation, he's right up at the rim.
Williams at the free throw line again. Eric Williams, the rookie from Providence. Game 2 of our doubleheader. The LA Clippers and Vancouver Grizzlies. Chip Carey, Dick Versace, and Reggie Theus. Immediately following the Magic Celtics game, we'll go out to the west coast of Canada in one of the most beautiful areas in North America. Vancouver, new franchise. Hubie, why don't we get a trip out there? Who do we need to talk to?
Yeah.
You handle it.
Well, Williams right now is 7 for 11 from the foul line, and he's done all that in 20 minutes of play.
Brian Shaw trying to back in Sherman Douglas. He'll go back down to him. Open man is David Vaughn. I think they wanted the open man to be somebody else. Brian Shaw from the corner knocks it down for Orlando. Another offensive rebound.
See, once again, the second shot attempts are just burying the Celtics. All 5 guys have got to get in there and rebound. You cannot be leaking out on the break. You've got to get the ball first.
Montross with a jump hook. He draws the foul from Jon Koncak. And let's go to Ernie Johnson in Atlanta.
All right, thank you very much, Bob Neal. How about some TNT bonus coverage? The Washington Bullets with a 2-point lead, 109-107 over the Knicks. Closing seconds, Mel Proctor, Phil Chenier with a live call.
Stay with Hubert Davis.
4.8 seconds left. Derek Harper for the game winner. He gives the Knicks the lead, 110-109 with 2.2 seconds left. A backbreaker by Harper. This is the first time the Knicks have led since midway through the first quarter.
Well, they had all their guns in there, all the weapons. You see Robert Patch is standing off of Harper just a little bit. Doesn't want him to get around him, but Harper gets a pretty good look. Coming up on him cautiously. That's a pretty good ways behind the original three-point line. You can see that for yourself.
And now the Bullets will be hard-pressed to pull this one out with only 2.2 seconds left. Derek Harper with a big shot. This would be a shame if the Bullets lost this one as well as they played tonight. They've outshot the Knicks from the floor. They've out-rebounded them. They have more fast break points.
Yeah. And really have played good defense as well against a team that's traditionally the #1 defensive team in the league, at least over the last three or 4 years. But the Bullets still have some time. Talking about execution.
Not much, 2.2 seconds.
Well, they've got time to turn around and hit a jump shot if they can pop somebody open. And the Knicks are out of fouls. They cannot give a foul.
Bullets will go with Pack, Butler, Chaney, Howard, and Wallace. Butler will inbound in midcourt.
The thing about it, again, with 2.2 seconds, they do have time to catch, turn, and shoot the ball.
And here we go with the final 2.2 seconds. Butler looking into Rasheed. Butler can't get off a shot, collides with Ewing. No foul called, and that's the ball game. The Knicks win it on Derek Harper's three-pointer. And
so our first chunk of bonus coverage of the season just in time to see Derek Harper break the Bullets' hearts. 110-109, that's 14 straight New York wins over the Washington Bullets, and the Bullets have nobody but themselves to blame. Down the stretch in the last minute, they missed 5 out of 6 from the foul line. Let's go back to Boston.
Thanks, Ernie Johnson. Exciting game there with the Knicks and the Washington Bullets. They're going to change their name. Did you read about that? Because of the, obviously, the negative connotation in today's society of bullets. They're going to change it soon. I don't know when or exactly what the name will be, but it's probably a good idea. 83-70 here with 9:45 to go in the ball game. We had a technical foul called after a personal foul. The technical on Sherman Douglas, and Brian Shaw goes to the line for the technical. I guess they're going to wait a couple of years before changing the name in Washington, since I brought that up, until they go into their new arena there. So the technical on Sherman, and it's a 13-point Orlando lead.
Well, the Celtics just need a burst of energy from the defensive end of the floor right now and try to hold Orlando to one shot. They have 19 offensive rebounds.
There's a nice shovel play by Nick Anderson. He just kind of flipped it up there, and now Orlando with their biggest lead again, 15.
Orlando's getting much better execution, Bob. In the first half, they had 10 turnovers. In this half, no turnovers up to this point.
Orlando by 15, 9:15 to go in the game, and Boston cannot throw it in the ocean.
Hey, is Marty hot or what?
Oh, he's the man.
My stat man. I mean, is he hot?
He was MVP last year, you know. Nick Anderson doesn't get the roll, but draws the foul. And here comes Junior Burrow onto the floor for the Boston Celtics. Eric Montross will sit down. That's his 5th foul on Rick Fox. Montross sits down with 8 points in the game. Fox will stay in there with his 5. Montross did have 10 rebounds.
Nick Anderson has 2 shots for the Magic.
Nick Anderson played his college basketball at the University of Illinois. First sellout at Fleet Center. They've been, you know, the Boston Garden held like 14 and change, 14-8, I believe, and they sold that out for like umpteen thousand straight times. Then they move into the Fleet Center and did increase the attendance. They've been averaging like 17.5 this year, but this is the first sellout of 18,620 at the new Fleet Center.
Well, a major issue there was when Larry Bird was drafted, they sold out every single game that Larry Bird played in that building right up to a year ago. The streak was finally ended a year ago. Now that is covering many a game.
89-72, Orlando having their way here with 8:26. You might ask, do the Boston Celtics have a run left? You'd see those blocks and you think no.
I think right now they're playing with no energy. That's what kept them in business in the first half.
Raja is fouled as he gets inside. Dino Raja, who has 12 points for the Celtics, had 8 at the half, 4 in this quarter.
We tell you, anytime that you're a coach and you're trying to put in a new philosophy style of play, and you say, we're going to play up-tempo basketball, fast break, get it in, get it up the floor, that's great, except you have to defend. You must hold teams to one shot. Now, when they did that tonight, like they did in the first half, they had 2-on-1, 3-on-1 fast breaks. Now, all of a sudden, Orlando's shooting a higher percentage this half. They're not turning the ball over. And every time they do miss, they're crushing the offensive boards. And they have 19 second shot attempts. You can't run. Now your offensive philosophy is dormant. Now show me your half-court game. What kind of a half-court offense do you have?
See some of the finals coming in from the NBA here. Detroit gets their second win by 20 over Cleveland. The Cleveland franchise struggling to score this year. Doherty still on the injured list. Lost Mark Price. Mark Price went to Washington. He's going to be out a couple of months.
Well, how about Hill in the freak accident where he gets rear-ended going to the game the other night? And I feel very sorry for him because he's in a hospital and he's having difficulty on his right side, not only with his arm but also his leg. Let's hope that he gets back.
Yeah, Mike Fratello with his hands full trying to coach around all the players and the injuries. Nick Anderson goes for the offside to get the lay-in, and Orlando is now building near the 20-point lead. Rick Fox playing in the game with 5. Junior Burrow has it stripped away. That was Nick Anderson, and here is Brian Shaw. Orlando showing that even without Shaquille O'Neal, they're a very talented team. Now, we all knew that, but when you miss somebody of that caliber, you think, will they collapse? Well, they're on their way to being 4-1 early in this season. Shaw missing, got his own offensive board, and that was blocked by Dino Raja, then stolen by Donald Royal. They call a kick ball, and they'll recycle the shot clock, and the Celtics will have it.
The main thing for Orlando, they play 10 of their first 15 games at home. That they've got to win those home games. And then when they're playing teams that are not going to be in the playoffs, they must defeat those teams. And if they win this game tonight, they're doing a good job against the teams in the East.
David Wesley knocks down a 2, and it's 91-76. 7:07, a lot of time to go, but Boston showing right now no signs of a comeback. They look lethargic. Into Brian Shaw. Again, the post-up height advantage out to Horace Grant with a 19-footer. Rebound, Junior Burrow. David Wesley for 3. Nobody there for the boards. One shot and out. Very quiet crowd. This place, the Fleet Center, is nice. They have gold seats like they had in the Boston Garden, the same parquet floor. The banners are in here, but the building, of course, it reflects the play somewhat, but the building is certainly not as noisy. Donald Royal from 17. 93-76, 6:16 to go. Coming up right after this ball game, out to the beautiful new arena in Vancouver. The Grizzlies, who are 2-1. No whistle coming. Fox knocked down the jumpers. Will take on the surprising L.A. Clippers. Hubie, you've done a few of their games locally, the L.A. Clippers, and you say you think they look better this year.
Oh, they definitely do. They have size now. When they picked up Brian Williams and Rogers from Denver, that gave them size. Roberts at 7 foot is back. So you add that to Lloyd Bott and to Outlaw and to Murray. All of a sudden now they have 6 quality players up front. Rick Barry's son is an excellent addition at the point guard position at 6'6". So they have added. If they just put any kind of a consistent perimeter game, they will be a nuisance out in the West.
Scoring summary.
My son Shaq is a big guy, and when he gets a cold, he gets a big cold. When he was little, well, he never really was little. Our doctor recommended Robitussin for his big cough. Now that he's all grown up, Robitussin makes a cold formula, too. These little liquid gels can take care of 7 feet, 300 pounds of stuffiness, congestion, and coughs. Now, if they only had a formula for free throws.
Robitussin cold formulas, recommended by Dr. Mom O'Neal.
Adventurous nature lover seeks outdoor type for getaway weekends. Must like camping and hiking, interest in kayaking, a plus. Ownership of Jeep Cherokee, a definite plus. Social climbing highbrows need not apply. P.S. Please send picture of Jeep Cherokee.
It was always a dream of mine to play in the Olympics. And now to get this opportunity to be on this dream team, it's a wonderful honor.
I'm sure when that day comes, I'll be the proudest basketball player in the world because it's something that you've done for your country.
I'm actually wearing the U.S. uniform, representing the U.S. for the Olympics. Still can't believe it. You know, it's still like a dream.
To be with 11 other guys who are considered to be the best basketball players in the world, it's an awesome feeling.
The Dream Team, coming this summer.
Bulls Magic, Tuesday at 8 on TNT.
Orlando leading Boston 95-78, 5:37 to go. Craig Sagers with a gentleman who can't be pleased with the way the Celtics are playing.
Well, Bob, his 45th year with this team, the president, Coach Auerbach. First of all, though, your impression of the new arena.
Well, I'll tell you, you don't get the feeling of camaraderie that you did in the old place. People are far away, a lot of seats are back of the baskets, and you don't get the roar of the crowd. Other than that, you know, it's like any new building. It has a lot of good points.
This is the 9th year without a title for the Celtics, the longest drought in history. How far has the team fallen? What are the plans to get them back?
Well, you see, we play every game to win. Last year, you know, normally you wouldn't even make the playoffs. But we went and made the playoffs. As a result, you don't get a high pick. The teams that are powerful today are the teams that had 2, 3, 4, and 5 years in the lottery. We don't want to do that. We got to play to win. That's the integrity of this ball club. But eventually, you know, you make one real good deal. We got the ownership. I mean, they're willing to spend the money. We're just trying to get the players. But it's not easy.
Well, the glory days are gone, and Bob, what's worse, there's a smoking ordinance. Coach Auerbach can't light up his favorite cigar.
I wouldn't, and I'm not going to be the one to report that someone who looked a little like Coach Arbach had lit up a stogie here early today at practice. I'm not going to be the one to say that. Speaking of Boston and the fact that they do want to improve and find better players and pull a deal, as Ed was talking about, they are under the salary cap, what, $3.5 million?
Right. So that will be to their benefit at the end of this year. The big factor in this game, Bob, they shot 59% in the first quarter, got out on the break, did a lot of nice things. Since then, they're shooting 35%.
Donald Royal's finger roll is rebounded by Greg Minor. Down to Rick Fox. It bounces in. That is something we mentioned lightly earlier in the first half. The rims at the old Boston Garden were forgiving for both teams. Here, the rims are very tight. And, of course, the team that will suffer most of that will be the one who plays here all the time, the Celtics. Seems like a wrench and a little 3-in-1 oil, or whatever they call that. You can fix that. Dana Barros pulls the Celtics to within 11 with 3:52 to go. And Brian Hill says, wait a minute, that's too close. Let's get a timeout with 3:52 to go as the Celtics scored 6 unanswered points.
When you're looking for the place with the best for your car, when it's quality and service you need, but where your question gets an answer and your money goes far, well, getting it right is the get to the motivated, celebrated, Federated Auto Parts.
Federated, 2,600 stores offering expert advice and the best in brand name parts.
Federated gold-plated, dedicated, Federated Auto Parts.
Need a little help shopping for a new car or truck? Go see one of the pros at Cable Dahmer Chevrolet Geo. Compare the new Chevy Cavaliers, Luminas, and Geo Prisms, or S10 Blazers, S10 trucks, or full-size trucks. The pros at Cable Dahmer will put you in the car or truck that's right for you at the lowest price with on-the-spot good neighbor financing. Don't give up. Let the pros at Cable Dahmer make things happen for you. Go to Cable Dahmer Chevrolet Geo on the Miracle Mile, Nolan Road, Independence.
Nobody is doing better work at better prices than Able Hands. From roof repairs or remodeling for extra living space, to extraordinary bathrooms that can include every feature, even a jacuzzi, from designing the kitchen you've always dreamed about and helping you plan it within your budget, to turning that extra space in your basement or attic into a beautiful and usable living area. So when you're interested in any home improvement or repair, remember, nobody does it better than Able Hands.
Well, it's not over yet. 3:52 to go, and Orlando leading it by 11. Boston showing a little sign of life with 6 unanswered points. Speaking of basketball, on Tuesday, a rematch of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Orlando will host the Chicago Bulls at 8 Eastern time. Vern Lundquist, Danny Ainge, and Craig Sager will have all that action. Then on TBS this Wednesday, a doubleheader to kick things off on the Superstation. It'll be Denver versus Phoenix with Dick Stockton. Welcome, Dick, to our family of broadcasters with Chuck Daly and Danny Ainge. Boy, they're working Danny very hard, not paying him very much. Game 2, Dallas at the Lakers with Chip Carey. That's Chip Carey and Goose Givens. Welcome to all our new members of the Turner Sports family as we continue to bring you NBA action on TNT and TBS.
Right now, the Celtics are in a half-court trap. They came out in a 1-2-2, and it definitely take a time off the clock. But that's the killer. Anytime that a team runs a half-court trap on you, you get the ball into the middle of the floor, and then the press will falter, and then you can attack the basket either in a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1 situation.
M.L. Carr had never coached at any level of basketball. Of course, he played pro basketball for the Celtics. Remember his towel waving. M.L. Carr became general manager of the Celtics, and when he replaced Chris Ford, he interviewed some people and decided to select himself as head coach. He seemed, Hubie, as we talked to him today, to enjoy the job, but he is ready to admit, and admitted to you, the veteran coach if you are, that he has a lot to learn.
Well, of course he does. I mean, it's a different story from just being a player. All of a sudden now you have to worry about the clock, you have to worry about substitutions, rhythm of the game, tempo, matchups, taking people, and then put in a philosophy of offense and defense, a style of play with the team which is not what you would call a playoff team. This team won 32 games in '94. 35 games last year. They made the playoffs, made the 8th spot. But from that team, 3 key guys are not here. Wilkins, McDaniels, and Derek Strong. 3 major contributors to that ball club.
I think you said it well. There's no go-to guy either. When you get really in the clutch, I mean, Rick Fox has played well tonight. Dana Barros can play well. Dino Raja, but none of those would be considered at this point in the NBA even to consider a go-to guy.
Well, and what will happen here is next week, Purvis Ellison will come back. And let's face it, ever since he's been in the league, he's averaged only 45 games a year that he plays. He's always injured.
And his knee is not the one that was injured when he came.
That's right. But if he will just help out here, they have to have some kind of an inside game.
Burrow with the steal. Barrow on the break. And it's a 10-point Orlando lead with 3 minutes remaining. And Boston, who had played very lethargically in the 3rd quarter and early in the 4th, now in an 8-1 spurt.
All right, they were in that 1-3-1 half-court trap that time.
And open underneath.
You can't give them that.
It was stripped away, but the foul is called.
Anytime that you attack a 1-3-1 or a 1-2-2, depending upon how they match up and come at you with the traps, get the ball into the middle of the floor. Take the traps, go over. Here's your trap, go over, and now get it into the middle. And once you go into the middle, everything breaks down. Now, they handle that extremely well, took their time, backed it out, went right back down inside.
Arroyo misses the free throw. It's still a 10-point game here. 2:45 to go. If Boston could throw a 3 in from somewhere, you'd think they had a chance, but tonight, Boston's hit, what, 1-3, I think. Dana Barros, out of 13 attempts, he missed them both. Still a 10-point game.
Plenty of time here. The main thing is you've got to get good percentage shots here.
These players, a lot of new players playing with each other. 3 have never played before with each other on the floor right now.
Nice.
Junior Burrow with the bucket in the paint, and it's an 8-point Orlando lead, 2:27 to go.
Now, see, they're coming down the floor, and they match up with you, but as soon as you come up here to half court, all right, now they've taken the trap off and they're playing you man-to-man. Now they're just coming across the top. That's called run and jump.
10 on the shot clock. Hardaway penetrates. Oh, somebody got a piece of it, but Horace Grant follows.
See that?
No basket. Wave the basket off.
All the fans are excited. They thought the shot clock was going down. But see, this is the killer. You take it in the middle of the floor, and you take it right to the basket and force the rotating people to try to come for a block.
Dino
right
Raja
there.
now with 5 personal fouls.
Big foul. But once again, when you're on the road, you've got to make the foul shots.
Hardaway, coming into the game, was shooting at 78% clip. He's 3 out of 4 tonight. Was averaging 12 and change per game coming into this one.
Well, Bob,
you pointed out they're not big enough to foul him when he posted up down there, shooting over the top.
Well, that's one thing. And the other facet is he's playing 40 minutes a game. Now, you know yourself, it's so difficult to do. Last year, we had 2 guys in the NBA play over 40 minutes. Vinny Baker at Milwaukee and Dana Barros. Well, he was at Philadelphia last year.
4 of these Celtics, Orlando Magic players, are 40-plus, and Brian Shaw said at this point he wasn't concerned about it, and he wanted to play them now because he didn't want this team to start off 1-4 something without Shaq and think they couldn't win. I got the feeling that he may try to ease off those minutes, but will he have the self-discipline to do that when they're winning? We'll be right back.
The Eagle Vision is the first sedan in the world with the auto stick system. Porsche offers their version in a coupe. This German engineer will compare.
Du kennst mich doch. Ich liebe schwarz.
So what do you think, Goods?
Also, was denkst du denn, Good?
Ich finde es sehr gut. Ich meine, einfach zum automatisch. Auto steht.
He likes the choice of automatic or auto stick. Excellent handling without a clutch.
What's he think of Vision's price?
Ach du meine Gute. They're screwed.
No, we get the message. Thank you.
Test it yourself. Make the call. 1-800-2-TEST-EAGLE.
I was really downing those tablets. I started to think there was something really wrong with my stomach. Was I relieved when my doctor said I just needed a stronger antacid tablet.
Mylanta tablets are strong medicine. Made stronger than Tums. Stronger than any other antacid tablet. And made with calcium.
Unbelievable.
Mylanta tablets, made stronger, made with calcium.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Hey, Benny, what do they call these shoes anyway?
Air Penny.
So who you guys playing tonight anyway?
Minnesota.
Oh, Los Lobos. I guess you're going for the big numbers tonight, huh? Now I want you to work them inside, work them outside. I'm sitting triple-double here. Now, Penny, I want to say hello to my man Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, Garnett. We went to high school together. Tell him little Penny from the science club says hello. Can you do that for a brother?
10-point Orlando lead, 100-90 with 2:05 remaining. The first sellout at the Fleet Center, 18,620 here in Boston. Take a look at some of the finals tonight. Philadelphia got Charlotte, 104-90. Ewing had 25 as the Knicks, with a Derek Harper shot right at the end, get a victory at Washington. Miami clobbers New Jersey. Morning leading the way scoring-wise. Wesley Person had 23. And Phoenix wins at Toronto. Doug Collins and Detroit Pistons, they get 28 from Hill and their second win in a row. And Indiana losing big to Sacramento. Walt Williams finding the spot there. Wesley missing from long range here with 1:52 to go.
Now they just had 2 good open threes. Neither team has a foul. Both teams are in a penalty. Orlando has 3 timeouts, no 20. Boston 2 timeouts and a 20. Bad foul. See, Barros went down inside that time, and he went for the strip, and he fouled Scott, putting him on the foul line.
And Scott hadn't been shooting free throws well coming in at 64%, but tonight he's flawless.
Now just watch to the left of your picture. There it is right there. He reached in from the rear. What you try to do at this time in the game is you don't want to foul in that situation because the guy was in his shooting unless you're going to stop him from letting that ball get to the rim.
Dennis Scott, 5 out of 5 from the line, and that'll pretty well wrap it up with 1:38 to go here. Dennis Scott with 27 points. He's been averaging 21 a game.
Well, on the last trip down, the Celtics did get 2 good 3-point shot attempts.
Wesley trying to penetrate on Anthony Hardaway. In trouble inside. Wave off the basket, 3-second violation.
Oh, my, 3 seconds.
We saw several the other night. Where were we? In Chicago with all the 3-second violations?
Yeah. I thought we saw enough at least for November and December in that game.
Only 1 here so far tonight. 1:21 to go, and this is going to be an Orlando victory as they're starting to clear out the Fleet Center already.
Yeah, just play keep away, run the clock down, let them trap you all you want, because if they foul you, you're on the foul line.
Kick out to Horace Grant from Nick Anderson. And Horace Grant now has 17 points to go with 14 rebounds.
Well, this has been a disappointing night for the fans and also this ball club because this is a game they definitely had a chance to win. Because at halftime, the energy was there, the forcing the turnovers was there, but then in the second half, Orlando, give them their due, they've done a much better job, very few turnovers, high percentage shots, and then the great offensive rebounding. The stat man, Marty Aronofsky, Orlando, 1 turnover in the second half.
Taking good care of the ball despite some pressure defense from Boston. You see coming up next on TNT this Friday night, the second part of our doubleheader. We'll go to the west coast of Canada, Vancouver, and the surprisingly solid Los Angeles Clippers will take on the 2-1 Vancouver Grizzlies in their new home arena in Vancouver. Ryan Shaw knocks it down, and ML Carr knows he's going to have a real struggle this year.
Well, the major problem with this ball club is, and for ML Carr, the people who are here this evening are accustomed to excellence. During the 80s, they were in the NBA Finals 5 times, won 3 championships. The front line, all 3 guys will be in the Hall of Fame, Bird, McHale, and Parrish. And before that, we don't even want to bring up the other 13 championships because we don't have enough time to list all the guys who are in the Hall of Fame.
You were talking today about 86 and 87. What was the record? 79?
Fantastic. In 86, at home, they were 40-1. That's the best record ever in the history of the NBA. The next year, in 87, now they won the championship that year. In 87, they were 39-2. So for 2 years, 79-3 in that building.
That's why they're expecting wins here at the Fleet Center.
Well, how about this?
Without the team. You saw
another
that
stat blow you away. Over 13 years, they were 36-5 on an average per year in the old Boston Arena.
And they're 9 inches away from it physically here with the Fleet Center. And it seems like 9 inches is too far away. 5 seconds on the shot clock. 17 secons in the game. Dennis Scott may as well knock that one down at the buzzer. Dennis has 29 tonight.
Oh, he's had a great ball game tonight, but then again, we can see why he's averaging 21 points a game.
Hardaway, they're still running. He gets the jam, put the button on it, and that's 110-94. It's a 16-point Orlando lead, and this will be the end of this ball game. And it was a 29-20 third quarter with 17 points from Dennis Scott that really concluded this game, and Scott finishes with 30. Hardaway 21 points and 8 assists, and Grant had 17 points and 14 rebounds. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a moment.